Greetings.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty good.
So, did you guys see the Jazz Dispensary news?
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so Jazz Dispensary is reissuing the Blackbird City Life. Now, this is the album. I did bring up their Instagram here. It says in the Instagram post, additionally, a deluxe edition of City Life is now available to pre-save across streaming platforms, featuring 5 bonus tracks. So they put it out streaming and they added bonus tracks. So that's kind of cool.
I listened to the whole thing already.
Are they doing a CD of it? I thought it
said not sure. This is the LP.
It's my Zell brothers. So I mean, yeah.
And this is it came out originally in 75. You know,
$3.
Get a clean copy, you're probably gonna spend like $25-$30 on it.
Well, I went to two things. I went to Atomic. They were pricing records, and they had one. They priced at $29. Billy's from Billy's Record Salon in the Discord have one posted for $20.
Yeah. So I think we may have overestimated what that record goes for, underestimated what the record goes for. I listened to it, and like a week ago, I was in a big funk mood, and I would have bought it then, but right now I don't care about it. It's cool if you like the music. I just don't need another Donald Byrd. How about that?
Isn't it
it's not a Donald Byrd record, but it's like Donald Byrd-esque was singing.
Funk Bird.
Isn't it?
I love all that shit.
Isn't it a heavily sampled record?
Probably.
More than likely.
It was good. It just wasn't
the rationale to me to reissue it. But I listened to the first song. I couldn't get past the first song.
Oh, I like it. I like the record. I just don't.
I think it fits into Jazz Dispensary's style.
In what way? In what way?
Funky weed smoking music. That's the way.
Yeah,
that was bonus tracks.
I just feel like they put out like funk stuff. Like that's their style.
Is there other Jazz Dispensary titles about having sex in the park?
Yes. I don't know.
All right, warning.
The resistance has joined.
Why do I get a warning and Rob doesn't?
Because I actually collect and show jazz records.
We warned him before the show started.
No one's showing nipples on this channel.
Whoa! I've been into jazz before you were born, Wax.
That's true.
Now, Mazzy, what do you think? What do you think of this title by Jazz Dispensary?
I remember selling that. That was in my record store days, and it was pretty popular. And it was kind of a funky soul thing. You know, there's a period of time. It's not really a jazz record. I mean, it is, but it's jazzy. Yeah. But it's like a soul singer. It's a band. I mean, it's an offshoot of Bird, not Bird, you know, whatever his name is.
Donald Byrd, right?
Yeah, well, from an old jazz collector, that's a good comment.
Yeah, but it's like a soul record more than a jazz. It's a jazzy soul record more than a soulful jazz record. Here is a soulful jazz record. Okay, I'm showing a jazz record.
Oh yeah,
this is great. This is really funky. And this is 1968, right in the heart of the the Black Panther movement, the Black movement. In fact, they open up with "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud," the James Brown song. They actually sing a little bit.
He's from down the street from here.
This is killer. This is really good. But it's a soul jazz record, but it's jazzy.
Yeah. Cool. Is that a new?
Who else is playing?
Yeah, I think came out a few weeks ago. I just picked it up today. Actually, I listened to it already. Yeah, it's a new. What do you call it? The classic, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's on that record with?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I should. I'm sorry. I forgot the etiquette here. Blue Mitchell on trumpet, Lou Donaldson alto, Jimmy Ponder guitar, Charles Earland organ, and Leo Morris drums. They do a cover of "Summertime," which is but they do a great cover of "Caravan." I love "Caravan," the Ellington song.
Caravan's amazing.
Yeah, and then side 2 has two long tracks, 8-9 minute plus. It's really funky, soulful. Yeah.
He's really popular around these parts. A lot of his records still in the shops here.
I did the wrong thing. Sorry. Show us that picture again, will you, Mazzy? On the inside.
Nice. That's a nice classic series they did. I guess that's like the original.
Yeah.
The original was.
You know, I don't remember. To be honest with you, I never heard this when it came out. I never heard this as an original. And
era, they did a lot. That era, they did after Liberty had bought them, and they kind of changed up the format. They did a lot of gatefolds then.
The other 2 jazz albums I recently picked up. This might be too esoteric for some of you mooks, but Nell Klein.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
It's on Blue Note. in 2004 he joins Wilco. He really gives Wilco an edge, but he's a jazzy guy. I think Brooks and our buddy Mike are at Knoxville right now, Big Ears, and they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
He's supposed to be
Knox
on
Vegas.
He's going to be on Stephen Colbert supporting that album.
Oh,
I saw it.
well,
Very cool.
what Brooks just saw. Brooks sat in the dark. He cut in late to a show, and he sat down. And when the lights came out, he was sitting next to Roger, Terrace Rider.
Yeah.
And it was the Sun Ra band on stage with Yola Tango. That's kind of
shit.
Yeah, that would be really cool, I think.
It's not Unipack. Unipac's different. Unipac's where you have to open it and slide the record out from
the Unipack has the inside. You got to open it up and put it in the middle. That's a Unipack. But this is 2 LPs. Some of it's very out there. Some of it is very, I don't want to say ambient, but heavy on the sax. I mean, the sax is like almost the lead instrument, almost more than the guitar a little bit. But it's good. I love that cover. But it's
who's playing with him?
I never heard these people. It's Concentric Quartet, he's calling it now. Tom Rainey on drums, Chris Lightcap on acoustic bass and effects.
Great bass player.
I'm sorry?
The great bass player.
I don't know him. What's he?
Yeah, Ken's interviewed him a bunch of times.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh,
And
really?
Ingrid Laubrock on tenor and soprano.
Cool.
And my local, the last thing I'll say is one of my locals, Easy Street, got a huge used MoFi thing in. And I'm not, the stuff I want, the only one I wanted that was actually really cheap. And I played it today. I love this record. And I think OJC or Kraft put it out. This $20 for an OJ.
Oh yeah, no. Chad put it out. It's great. That's a great record.
I mean, I have a original. And
Yeah.
this is really good. I think this is the pre-digital. This is like 2006, maybe. It did it or earlier.
We were just talking about the controversy, and you
looks like
reignited it.
not an 80s.
Can you show the label on it, Mazzy?
Yeah. I don't know if it's in 80s. Anyway, I just love this record. Don't pass it up because you see Andre Previn. It's cool. It's a cool ass record.
Oh, interesting. That's weird.
I think that's an 80s, Mazzy.
Yeah.
Wait, a what? It could
80s.
be. Wait a second. Let's do the Rob test here.
Oh shit!
Oh, is it?
Oh shit!
Thank you very much.
That's on Super Vinyl. Nice.
Yeah, very cool.
It probably rests in Japan when Japan was doing that stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Did I just scare people's cats away?
I think so. You scared the shit out of me.
I gotta check. I'm baking chicken. I'll be back. I'll listen.
All right.
That's
Baking
the weirdest excuse ever.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How about I show some records? No.
Sure.
Craig just mentioned in the chat.
Well, hang on. Let's have a preview real quick.
Okay.
So you got records to show. Mike said he has a stack of absolute fucking heat to show, supposedly. So
I think I won the battle last week.
Well, there's no battle this week.
It's a battle. Well, it's not. I don't start battles.
No, there's no battle. But
I'm at the top of the hill that needs to be knocked down a peg or two.
All right, I'm still
You didn't do
previewing. And then, hang on. Then Dave's got about 75 CDs to show. And I bought a bunch of
You'll probably win the weekend with types of records, but
Yes.
I don't think I have a bad stack to show.
All right,
Craig just mentioned that Charles Earland's catalog needs to be reissued, and I found this live at the Lighthouse. This is a Van Gelder, not transparent vinyl.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I've not listened to this yet.
Who's he playing with? I always
He
want
is
to know.
playing with Clifford Adams on trombone,
Okay, don't know him.
Daryl Washington on drums, James Vass soprano and alto, Maynard Parker on guitar, Elmer Coles trumpet, Kenneth Nash, who I've heard of on congos.
Yeah.
And that's it. At the Lighthouse, 1972.
Prestige.
That looks good.
All right, I found a minty clean copy of Blues in Orbit. Sounds awesome. I love it when I find these things clean because you never do.
Yeah,
This is very clean. So Very happy
I
with that.
have a mint copy of that one to myself. It's fucking great. That's my favorite Ellington record for sure.
What,
Yeah. It really is very good.
What is it? Is it like the classic band?
It is, but they're playing.
Who's
I guess more. It seems for the time they're playing kind of modernish.
Hold on, let me look up who's on that, because I've heard multiple people say how great that record is. And I know it's like obvious, but like
I think I have a copy of it somewhere. I might have the 45 version of this.
Okay, so you have Ray Nance trumpet and violin. You have a bunch of other trumpet players, including Clark Terry, Shorty Baker, Matthew Gee on trombone. There's a couple of trombone players. Jimmy Hamilton clarinet, which is cool, and tenor. Paul Gonsalves tenor. Harry Carney baritone, which he's cool. Jimmy Wood bass.
Yeah, this is his band from back then, right? Like,
yeah, but here's a question. He has Ray Nance on violin. How many other records does he have violin?
I don't know.
Ellington?
Here's another question. What year did this come out, Mike?
It is 19 recorded 58 and 59, came out in 60.
Oh, Ellington had strings.
Yeah, that doesn't have. Yeah,
there's a single violin on this.
Yeah.
Did Ellington? Did he ever have tuba? Yes, he did at some
Hell
point.
no.
Seriously, did Stefan Grappelli play with it? Didn't Stefan Grappelli play with it?
No, he's not on this one.
Not on this one, but by the way, that MoFi is 1982. By the way.
Yeah, there you go. Rob, the novice jazz expert, was right.
Yeah.
Grappelli may have played with Ellington on Pablo.
Yeah.
Let me see.
All I know is him and
I'm not a giant jazz violin guy, so I don't really care.
Hey.
Well, anyway,
I didn't call any of the albums desirable. It's up to you to think they're this is very desirable.
Oh my god!
If you
I finally cracked
records.
I picked up the Music Matters 45 of this. I found it in a store for $40. This is excellent.
That is a great record.
Sounds really good.
Yeah,
sounds like a good price.
Very desirable.
It is.
I say why this is cheap. Go get it.
I wish they would do a 33 of that. Someone. I
think I would like to get that. I just never buy it because I don't like ordering from them.
Why it's cheap? Everyone should get that while it's cheap.
Because there's a recession. The stock.
And hold on, just to be clear, so that is a Music Matters Jazz. So if you go to the Music Matters website, it's still available for like $40, which
it's available for $50. They have horribly high shipping and sales tax. You should probably get it for around $65, under $70. But on eBay and Discogs, you'll get the cheaper. Make a deal with people that are giving you deals. I've never seen this one before. This is on Muse with Kuhn and Simmons with Jackie Baird.
That's great.
Yeah.
Georgia Vivier, Mel Lewis.
That
it looks great, except for Zoot is on it. But besides
why do you hate Zoot?
I don't know, man. I need to listen to Swimmers records again. I just had I don't know.
What's the best? Oh, this is a good Zoot record.
You gotta hate somebody, right?
Good Zoot on Pablo.
I have a whole roll of people I hate. So
it's fair.
This is excellent right here. This album kicks ass. It's very
desirable. Green or Benny Green, Nick?
This is a very early Paul Bly quartet with Dave Pike, who is not moaning on this record.
No.
This is, I think, from 57. This is on Crescendo.
Yeah.
So who is in this band? It is Paul Bly, Dave Pike, Lenny McBrown, and Charlie Hayden. And he really isn't moaning. I think maybe one song I thought he was kind of humming, but no moaning. This is very moaningless. So I wouldn't meditate to this record, though. It's very good, though. I just cleaned and listened to this. I did not know of this record on Verve.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But guess who else is on here? But I guess it was before they were a name.
What year is this?
This is 57, I think.
Cover looks really nice shape.
Right. Oh no, this is kind of these are kind of so who's on here before I say the person name? It's a bigger band, but it's I think Jimmy Giuffre kind of did the orchestrations and maybe wrote some of the songs. He does he does play a little bit on here, but it's mostly him, Hal McCusick, Warren Marsh, and Ted Brown on sax. Then the got person on piano, Buddy Clark and Ronnie Free. Who's the
Bill
person
Evans.
on piano on this?
Bill Evans.
He is Bill Evans on this. So
That looks cool.
very good.
Yeah.
All right. I picked this. I've seen this record before and didn't pick it up because it was kind of high priced. When I found it, it was not high priced. This is a Kem McIntyre, Way Out on United Artists. And it has an kind of string arrangement orchestra, which I tend to not like.
Yeah.
But it works with him because this is early. So he's trying to be like, I compare this record. If anyone has the Warner Brothers Chico Freeman records with Eric Dolphy on them, this sounds very similar. So in the 50s, there's either 2 or 3 Chico Hamilton on Warner Brothers with Eric Dolphy. And they kind of feel to me like Eric Dolphy records. This sounds very similar to that. He plays flute a lot on this. And it's not bad on United Artists. So I liked it.
Well, it's not bad as a ringing endorsement.
But it's very desirable.
Yes. I like him. I love Ken McIntyre too. His later
So-
shirts.
If anyone likes Japanese vinyl and you come to LA, you got to go to Boogie Maru. I walk in there. It's the biggest selection of Mal Waldron records that I've seen anywhere. And he finally got this in, and I picked it up. And Felipe doesn't like this record, but I thought it was very good. And this is a 1967 Japanese pressing. So
Victor, right?
no, I'm Prestige.
Oh,
I don't know what record company did it. Yeah, Victor did it.
Victor did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
But this,
because that's
I
a
think-
50s record.
I think it's his wife, Mal Waldron's wife at the time, sings on this 2 times, and not a bad singer, but and I can't read Japanese, but there's a fairly sizable band on this,
Rev.
but it's good, and I think you can go check Discogs. I only think there's 7 up there totally to get, so I was
Nice.
happy with picking this up. I'm
I
becoming
mean, there's 7 up there.
7 copies of this record total to pick up. This is not an easy record to find, so I was happy to find it and buy it.
I'm with Felipe on that one. Like,
Well, I want to collect all his stuff, and I didn't think it was that bad of a record. I found another. I already have an OG, this Hampton Hawes, and it's got a demonstration copy stamped all over it. But this is in really nice condition.
that's cool. I like the demo stamps. I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, this is very clean. I'm going to compare it to the one I have and see which one's cleaner.
It
Who's
looks
in his
way cleaner than mine.
Who's in his trio?
This is Red Mitchell and Chuck Thompson. I think he did a bunch of records with them.
You can buy an ink pad and a stamper and put all that on all your records.
Well, I'm going to stamp it all over your face next time I see you.
God, hostility today.
How is that?
I passed this record up a lot,
Me too.
but I finally picked it up. It's got he's with a great band there. You got Nat Adderley, Harold.
Wasn't there no JC of that?
Possibly.
I don't know, but this
I think
is
there was in the Dizzy. That's why I
this is a
remember.
Galaxy, so maybe there was.
Maybe I'm wrong. It just looks familiar.
This is 78, so there might have been an OJC of this. Okay. I've seen this guy's records before.
Not a Rush record. What's up,
This
Felipe?
This is a Interplay, I think is an LA label.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
some of the records go for quite a bit of money. But this Claude Williamson's a pianist.
Mhm.
Sam Jones and Roy Haynes, I've not listened to this, but obviously he's got some demonic things going on.
And is that an old recording that was redone in like the 60s?
No,
or is it-
this is 1978.
okay.
So I've seen other Claude Williamson records on.
Because Interplay also sometimes does reissues.
It's a triangle, demonic. It's
No,
a pyramid.
like I sent Dave, I found the Horace Tapscott. Isn't that Interplay? So there's some ones that go for some dough. that they put out
Mhm.
because they were scarce. I don't think they pressed a lot. All right, this is really cool. This is really cool. Okay. You have to guess who's on this band. The Jazz Moods do
Modes. Modes.
Modes.
Modes.
Moods.
I'm guessing Julius. What's his name? The Julius
Orange Julius.
Hey,
No,
Michel Legrand.
Watkins.
You know, he plays the French horn. Julius
Watkins.
Watkins.
Oh yeah, Julius Watkins. Yeah.
Julius
There you go.
Watkins,
He was-
Charles,
Uh,
Charles
Charles
Dowd.
Rouse. The Jazz
Mike-
Modes is Watkins and Rouse. That's who they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of Mike's favorites, Gildo Mahones,
Yes.
and Ron
It's
Jefferson.
Kansas City.
So
Looks
What year
awesome.
was that?
this
What year is that?
is
62.
no, I think it might be 50s because it's a black
Oh.
label.
Okay.
It's like
I
50
wonder-
Didn't the
No,
Jazz Tones have
I
like
have
a new,
a. Oops, sorry.
oh sorry, I was just gonna say, did they have a new jazz title? Did they put something on a new jazz?
Jazz
as well?
modes. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. The one I have is I have a couple. I think Charlie Rouse and Julius Watkins are the two that are always in them, and then the rest of the band is kind of whoever.
Okay, I think.
All right,
might be
I
thinking of
found-
another group.
I found a OG of this. I don't know if I have this, but this
That's
is Steeplechase, and it's a great band.
Oh,
is what-
It says scope on the front. What does scope mean?
Yeah.
What's the name of the record?
Yeah,
Oh, that's weird. I thought it was a label.
play a song
Yeah.
on here called Scope.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
That's all-star lineup.
Yeah,
That's good. That's a great record. I
and
love that
everyone
record.
knows he was the mailman in DC, even when he
Yeah.
was recording.
Yeah, there's a
He
giant,
also-
giant
he did-
mural of him on the side of a building still to this
He
day.
gigs around DC, and there was I recently watched a special from like the 80s that took place. The Smithsonian sponsored it. I forget the piano player's name now, but he had him play his tenor. So he definitely, he played a lot.
I already have this, but I think this is a better copy of the one I have, and it's a great record. Louis Hayes on VJ. I think this is from 58. I don't know, but it's a deep groove VJ, very clean.
Well, that could be the early. That could be early 63, 4.
Mike,
Well, there's a
remember
There's a
when that
sticker
was
that says 58 on it, but I don't know if that's correct.
I did. Wasn't it?
What?
I said that was Mike's favorite record for a week, one time.
Really?
All of
Yeah.
BJ.
Yeah,
And then this is the Mazzy
know.
record.
because
This
of Mike.
Here's
I
the
get a
Mazzy
record.
record.
I get a record. What's
Yeah,
the record?
well, this is your type of record,
Oh,
and you'll tell the same stupid story you always tell.
God, you're so. Yeah, I have it.
Are you gonna
Uh-oh.
tell the story?
Amber Alert.
Amber Alert.
This isn't Vine. This isn't transparent.
Amber Alert.
No transparent.
No, Landmark. So Landmark was Orrin Keepnews's last label, right? Or was
Last label.
It was a digital label.
Yeah.
Kronos Quartet. Well, Joan Genrino on there, the cellist, is my son's godmother.
Oh wow.
Oh, sorry, put my mic.
What was this haircut's name?
I don't know.
Everyone was getting it in the
This
80s.
was the 1980s.
Yeah.
Joan Genrino.
So there you go. That's what I picked up the other day.
Sweet.
Very
Not
nice.
too shabby.
No, I picked up other things, but they're being cleaned and put into auction.
Oh, it sounds like you got a crew doing that now. They're being cleaned and put in auction.
Exactly. He goes to the dry cleaner down on Colorado.
You've got people.
Mike, let's see the heavies here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, we can jump into it.
Yeah, that's kind of meek. Like I shamed him.
Oh my god. It's the female sideways mullet. Yes.
So first, we mentioned Zoot Sims earlier. This is a good Zoot Sims record. It's a quartet
Mhm.
on Bethlehem, down home, with Dave McKenna on piano, George Tucker, and Danny Richmond. So this is a good one. I think this is probably 56 or something like that.
Nice.
But
That is from his green period.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Then Rob's.
Yeah.
What's that?
I know they've been reissuing Bethlehem records, but they have never announced another block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've kind of been silent.
I've decided that label kind of sucks. That's why they don't issue any records.
You're an angry dude today, man.
I don't know. What do you think? Hang on. What do you think, Felipe Bethlehem? You're muted, buddy.
You're muted. All right, he's having mic problems. So, so Rob sent me a couple records. When Rob sends you records, he includes the latest edition of Record Collector News. So if you go to his auctions, which he has like once a month or so,
yes,
and you get something, you'll get some Record Collector News with it. So that's pretty cool. So thanks for sending that.
You're welcome.
Jim, friend of the channel, is the
Is he?
What is he? Is he? He's basically the
He's the editor. He's the owner, editor.
Yeah, he's everything. Yeah.
It's an independent thing. It's an independent record shop. So keep a lookout for it.
It promotes local shops.
Nazzy, have you ever written for them?
I did for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rob, you've had a few articles too, right?
The Boomer Scalper.
I have one in every issue, but the new issue that comes out next week, the Boomer Scalper column will not be in there because I wrote a Humming Guru review. And I did a blurb for the Joe Henderson multiple.
It's great. It's great. It's a freebie. I wrote a couple times, but the deadlines are too harsh and the pay's too low, so I quit.
Yeah, it's called No Pay at All, right?
If you go to their website, can you get this mailed to you, or is it like
he will? Yeah, you can sign up for a subscription. He personally mails them out to people.
Okay, all right. So if you're interested, go over and search for that. All right. So Rob sent this in, which is. It's just a hard record to get, and it's a really solid record. It's mostly an in record, but there's definitely out moments for sure. So this is Sonny Simmons, Rumasa. Rob found two of these. Rumasuna, and Rob found two of these in the course of a week. Anyway, this is a hard record to find. So this is cool. It is. Let me
that makes it much better.
1960.
Rob's like an archaeologist. Seriously,
It's a 69 session.
I want to find your skull, Mazzy.
You have Sonny Simmons alto, Barbara Donald trumpet. Do you guys know?
Trumpet?
Yeah, Barbara Donald trumpet, Sonny Simmons alto.
That's his wife.
That's his wife.
That's his
Yeah,
wife.
but Donald Trump, never mind.
His then wife. So she's on it. She also performed on some of his ESP disc titles too, I think.
Yeah.
Michael
she also has
Cohen.
solo, right? She has her own records. She's on the R. Hooley. He did an R. Hooley record, right?
Yeah.
He's on there with him. Manhattan Stories, R. Hooley.
Yep.
I can go. I have a whole stack of Sonny Simmons, but she's on.
Yeah, but
She's
you have a stack
Burning,
of everything everywhere.
Yeah, she's on Burning Spirits, which is the second, but he goes by Huey Simmons on that. She's on that.
Yeah.
I have one of her records on Cadence Jazz.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
It has a white cover, and who else is on that?
I need that.
The guy who put out Carter Jefferson's on that with her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a good record.
You
Dang.
can
Okay,
go to
so-
their website because they're selling dead stock from there. They probably still have.
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So you have two bass players on this, each in one in the left channel, one in the right channel. So it's anyway, it's a really cool record. So thank you, Rob, for
It is
Nice.
good. I've been playing it lately.
Yeah.
Is it wide stereo? Is it
And
wide?
it's not avant at all, really.
Right.
It's a hard bop record. It's
Yeah.
good.
I think towards the end of the second side it gets a little out there, but for the most part,
I love two basses.
yeah, definitely. I have there's an Andrew Hill record with two basses.
Smokestack.
Bitches Brew has two bass.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big Bottom has two
Multiple
basses.
everything.
Okay, so Rob
Silent Way as well.
Rob sent this as well. This is David Murray Octet Home. For
Mm.
David Murray Octet, their first record, Ming. This is the second record, same group. It's good. I definitely like Ming better, but this is good. They're just like stylistic. I mean, there's moments that are awesome on this, but then they're like stylistically, there's almost like a hard rock sound on it sometimes, which it's not my favorite. So I think I prefer Ming, but this is good too. This will
soon again be in a Rob auction. It sounds like.
Yes. Mhm.
I have two David Murray records that didn't sell last time, so they're in the next one.
Yeah.
So you have Threadgill on this. With Threadgill's a guy, I feel like he loses me when he goes more of like, there's like a rock style in his approach too. So you can definitely see like there's that influence here.
I forget, if someone goes to my Instagram, I listened to a Henry Threadgill on Novus.
Mhm.
That was excellent. And I feel like his style, to me, there's whimsy to it. You know what I mean?
Okay. It's
So
different.
it
I mean,
kind of
I feel like
goes.
every record is pretty different.
He kind of is a grandiose humor.
Okay.
That's how
Yeah,
I
and
feel about his stuff.
The humor is sort of like the history of jazz. Like he throws in little bits of like
like old style,
Dixieland, and like it's just such a cool.
That's what,
it's
they do
almost
that
like
a little
history
bit.
lesson with
They do that a
Threadgill.
little bit on this too, I think.
I love that. I mean, Mingus was sort of the one that kind of started that, I guess. There's probably someone before Mingus, but you know what I mean.
I don't know where I put that Henry Threadgill, but go pick up his stuff. Awesome.
It's cool.
A lot of it's cheap too.
Yeah,
It is
it's like-
cheap.
Hey, somebody's mom is calling them. I heard them upstairs yelling down to the basement.
That's your mom.
Is that the way you were raised?
No, but it sounds like it.
Yeah, who is that? Okay. All right. Next one, I'll go with the big one. This is the one that I've had most fun exploring and getting into and going down rabbit holes. And I think it's leading to Cecil Taylor. I'm not there just yet.
Yeah.
This is a Muntu, Ensemble Muntu First Feeding. This is a private press independent record from, I think it's.
Is that a radio station copy?
Yeah, so this is a Missouri radio station, KOPN. And so William Parker's bass and cello, Rashid Baker drums, Arthur Williams trumpet, Jamil Moondock sax, and Mark Hennon piano. Do you guys know this record?
Yeah, Moondock.
Yeah.
But I think Davis showed it, right?
No, I don't have it, but I have some other Jamil Moondock, and he's fantastic. So,
Rob, do you have any of the
find.
Black
It's a hard record to find.
Do
What's
I have
that?
any Black Saint Moondock?
Yeah.
No, I do
If
not.
Dave didn't show, someone showed that record.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Was it Rob?
Not that record. Oh, you know what? I have the one Moondock that Dom sent me, and I
Which
have a
one's
CD.
that?
I have a CD of it.
Okay. All right. Well, let me tell you about. So this was his debut record, Ensemble Muntu. It's pretty cool. So his background, he studied under Cecil Taylor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and then he followed Cecil to Antioch College in Ohio, where Cecil had his like Black Arts Ensemble or something like that, or orchestra, and he played in it there with, I think, the piano player Mark Hennon. So the both of them leave and go to New York, and then they hook up with William Parker and Rashid Baker because they were playing like free jazz in New York, so they just kind of connected. And then Arthur Williams plays trumpet on this as well. And it's free jazz. I recommend giving it a listen. I mean, it's definitely like free improvisational style. I like it. I think it's great.
And why does it have to do with Cecil Taylor?
Because Moondock and Mark Hennon studied under Cecil Taylor. So the style of this record, if you listen to what Cecil Taylor was putting out, it's very similar to that style because he was their mentor when they went to study. So yeah. So anyway, and then also William Parker and Rashid Baker, like later on, joined Cecil's group with Jimmy Lyons. Mm-hmm. So there is a record that I want to get from them that I'm looking at right now, which is fantastic as well. So I think that might be my entry point into Cecil.
Is it a BYG?
It's not the BYG.
It's
a hat hut. It's a hat hut.
Oh, Swiss. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try to get that, and so that might be the next step I take. But anyway, it's just a really cool record. You know,
which one is it? I missed it. Which one is? What are you talking about right now?
It's this.
Oh yeah.
On someone.
This should be your entry into Cecil Taylor right here, Mike.
Oh, hold on. Yep.
Show us your cart.
So who's on that?
This is on Contemporary.
Yeah.
Earl Griffith, Yule Neal Wilder, the avant-garde free jazzy bass guy. Dennis Charles. Dennis Charles. This is from 1959.
Yeah.
That's yeah. He was playing at the 5-spot at those days. He wasn't getting very much opportunities to play or to record. This is a very tame record, very easy to listen.
Yeah, no, very, yes,
Yeah.
totally.
You know what I like? I love that live one that I got for Record Store Day. I think that's been
Yeah,
reissued.
the Live at the Montmartre, the record is amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And it got crazy. I mean, it's not really crazy. It's just different. I like
Yeah.
it.
The thing about him is that he plays as if he was kind of an actor as well. His mother was an actress.
Mm-hmm.
So his music is pretty much based on movements, on interpretation, on acting, as if it was like he was translating that into music. He was not necessarily playing chords and harmony for like following a square kind of thing. He was setting up a stage. That was his idea.
Felipe, if you watch that Fire music documentary, which is an assemblation of clips and shit, he's dancing around a room like a nutball.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And last year, if you take the time and read Phil Freeman's book on Cecil Taylor, is an amazing biography. Highly recommend. Phil Freeman, who also writes the Substack Burning Ambulance, has his own label and releases a lot of avant-garde music, really obscure. It's really interesting to check. Yes.
I'll drop a link to this book in the chat if anybody wants to.
This book is fantastic.
So,
cool.
And if you check this is a publisher from Germany. They have a lot of books in Germany, but a lot of books in England about the most diverse artists you can possibly imagine. Check the name of this label. You can see there on the page. And go search what they have. They have amazing, amazing stuff to read about.
Cool.
And this book goes from, because he was, to start with, he was a gay guy, right? So he was born.
But he always was a gay guy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying from early, right? His mom was actress. He was actually from a wealthy family from New England. His family was like half white. So his acceptance with music was really hard because he didn't play traditional music in the 50s. He was gay and he was not fully dark skinned. So it was really hard for him to make through and to even get gigs or be paid fairly everywhere. It was really hard for him. So for instance, when he recorded his first record, the label didn't let Steve Lacy participate. Steve Lacy play with him, but when Steve Lacy played his first record and he was in the band, Prestige didn't allow him to be on the record. So first Steve Lacy record on Prestige should be Cecil Taylor. I forgot who is the pianist there. And things like this. What else? Not interesting. Yeah, the 5-spot. He had like many fights with the 5-spot guys because he was really underpaid. They would not book him.
Is that this record?
So that's the record. Yeah, Steve Lacy was on his band. He was the one that put Steve Lacy on the map.
So he put Wynton Kelly side in for him.
And I think his next record.
Oh yeah, this guy here, Bill Needlinger, played with Cecil Taylor.
Was his first bass player. Yes.
Yeah.
With Dennis Charles. So his first trio, and then they start playing. Yeah.
Interesting. So they discriminated against his second.
Yeah, because they didn't want his style. They wanted something more traditional.
I thought you were saying they were discriminated because he was a gay guy.
And also, when it comes to Cecil's next record,
it would have been a much better
record. They pushed what's his name? The Matador guy, Kenny Dorham, on the record. They have nothing to do with each other. They pushed Kenny Dorham into his record. And that session was totally crappy. They recorded one track good, which is the opening track in the album. I forgot the name.
Which album?
I forgot. It was just Disagreement.
Oh, this is the one with
that's the original cover.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh,
That's an OG stereo.
Yeah. And then so this record has Kenny Dorham. It was totally pushed by the label. Yeah. It was not in the plan. And so on, many other things. His Blue Notes are interesting too. When he recorded Unit Structures, they went to Van Gelder's studio, and he was really pissed at the end with the mix, the way it came. Because you can hear the piano in that record. You cannot hear. And for his second record, Matador, it was almost like after live because they had a contract. He can almost like force him to record. And he said, I don't work with that guy. I do not work with that guy. But Van Gelder still recorded the record. But he and the band, they were in control of the mix and everything. That's why Matador sounds so much better than Unit Structures, piano and overall, much better. I think it's a much better, more interesting record to listen to as well.
So you mean Kenny Dorham's Matador?
No, I'm talking Cecil Taylor's Matador.
Conquistador.
Oh, Conquistador. Okay.
Oh, Conquistador. Sorry, yeah, Conquistador. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a different door. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like Matador a lot too, though.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
I
a
like
beautiful record.
Grant Green did a Matador as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a couple Matadors.
Okay.
In 20 minutes is Jamaluddin Takuma, Nels Klein, Emmanuel Wilkins, and King Noli at 9 o'clock at Audio Odyssey stage at Big Ears.
Thanks for
I just got the word.
Yeah, and actually, there's an interesting I interviewed Nils Klein today. I forgot exactly where, if it was Stereogum or some other website. He was saying, "I am not a jazz player."
He's not, but
Yeah,
he
he says that.
Yeah,
He's
he says
interesting,
that. It was the headline. Yeah.
there's a certain jazz element to this record.
Yeah, for sure.
It's-
That's the new one, right?
Yeah, it's a double record, and
It is terrific.
It is good. It is good. I mean, there's some out there stuff, and there's more saxophone than guitar. It seemingly, obviously, the guitar's there, but in terms of solos and things, and I keep thinking, what he adds to Wilco, and I realized he didn't come on till 2 years after Yankee Foxtrot, which is the weird trans album, not trans.
I didn't even know he was on there because I only knew the original band.
Well, he was not on that album. He Sky Blue Sky, whatever. That's his first album he's on.
Yeah. No,
Are you not going to the festival, Felipe?
No, I had to stay. I had some last minute issues. I had to stay. Fortunately, I was able to push my ticket away. I had to stay.
Mike and Brooks met last night for the first time in person.
Nice.
Yeah, that festival is going to be great, man.
I wonder if they shared how much their disdain, that both of them shared their disdain for you, Mizzy, with each other.
Well, I named Brooks Jazz Shit Brooks because he's the one that taught me. He knows more about Brooks and the jazz.
He's going to get Brooks to conspire to conspire.
Totally.
Wait,
Hey, I've
he
hung out
knows
with
more.
Brooks.
He knows a lot about Brooks. James
He knows a lot
Brooks
about jazz.
or Albert.
Yeah.
Albert Brooks.
Brooks the Shoes.
All right, Mike. All right, enough bullshit. Let's see.
All right, I'll move on. But Joe, I showed this one. I know I messaged you about it, but it's really cool. And the deeper I go with it, the more interesting it is. It's definitely a multi-listen one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like as you mentioned, Cecil, and I think all the kind of music. It's about don't try to follow anything, just try to see the picture you're trying to paint. I think that's the coolest thing about it.
Yeah,
It was part of the really cool scene in New York at that time.
Oh, I did want to show this. I wanted to show this. So this is so okay. So the label, although it's this Ensemble Muntu, it's Jamil Mundak's label. He's like the owner of it. So they put this CD out back in 2009. No Business Records. Felipe, do you know No Business?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no business.
Yeah, they're that record. They're the label out of Lithuania.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did go Tribal Ghost.
Okay.
And
And
then John
many others.
Chicago.
Right here.
Yeah, I have a few others on them. They are
There's also
from
a David S. Ware one that's really good too.
they're from Lithuania, if I'm not mistaken. Estonia,
Yeah,
Lithuania.
Yeah, Garrison Fuel on this on guitar is incredible.
Yeah. I have
Okay,
a few-
so-
yeah. And
so
I
they-
sent you some.
Jump in, Felipe.
No, I sent you some of them.
Yeah,
They
I
have an- they
I
have
didn't
an
realize that
amazing-
was the label.
They have an amazing Sam Rivers box, which I think is back in stock.
So, okay, so hold on. Let me just stay on this for a second. So the record I just showed is like one of two records that he put out independently. So this is a 3 CD set with those two records, plus I think outtakes is how it goes. And it comes with like a 70-page booklet, like really nice deep dive.
Is it in Lithuanian, though?
Yeah, into the background. So this is available. I mean, I think you'd have to import, so it's not going to be cheap, but I think what you get for it, if you're interested, this is definitely cheaper than collecting the
Exactly.
LPs for sure.
Yeah. The
So-
Sam Rivers box is good. I think Mike Notes and Tones has, and I think Nicole has that as well. It's
Yeah,
a
I think
great
so.
box. I think it's like 5 or 6 CDs.
Yeah.
And they make really good quality records for sure.
So if anybody's interested in it, there's this CD set if you want to pick it up. I just dropped the link. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so the next one is inspired by Brandon.
Inspired.
Yes. So I found a copy for this. It's
The Schnitter record?
You got
Original
a Donna Summer?
Original stereo. It was under $100, and it was in VG condition on Discog. So I was like, the description sounded okay. It said it played really well. So I got it. There's like a little bit of noise on the second track, which is more like a ballad and like a soft trio at points, but it plays fine. This is an unbelievably well recorded record. Now there's rim shots on the drums where you can hear the reverb. It sounds incredible. And
no, picture how the music matter should be.
It just this really is a fantastic session, top to bottom, and this is the 66 stereo, which is the first pressing. So thank you for pointing that out, because I noticed this came up and I jumped on it right away.
Yeah, it's got some special. I don't know. It's got some specialness.
Who's on it with him?
So it is Jackie McLean,
Jarvis.
Larry Willis, Bob Cranshaw, and Clifford Jarvis. And
Covered, isn't it?
it's like first track upbeat. I know, this is probably annoying to hear me say it, but it's very bebop inspired in how he's ripping on that saxophone. And then the second song, total ballad. And there's a trio part where he kind of just steps away, and that is really cool to hear. That's a great song. Anyway, I have to listen to it a few more times, but I really like this.
I mean, hard bop's just an extension of bebop anyway. Like,
But Jackie's just so good.
No shit. Agreed. That's why you buy that instead of our
Would
Blakey,
you
right?
say that's a very desirable record?
Oh yeah.
Does it go for a lot of money?
Yeah.
But
Is it good because it's expensive?
anyway,
Yeah.
really good. Okay.
Do you have to listen to that right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Next one. I actually got this a while ago and forgot to show it. Just ripped off some of the laminate. So this is Meditations, John Coltrane. This is a 65 session. And this is the last time the classic quartet was together. It also has Pharoah Sanders and Jimmy and Rashid Ali on drums, but Elvin, Jimmy Garrison, and McCoy Tyner, this is the last time that group played, which is notable. I mean, they went up to when he went crazy, basically. Like, I know people say like he went, they left because they didn't like the direction, but they went up to like, this is a wild record. So I feel like they took it at least to that level with John. So anyway, it's wild. I need to.
You already said that, but I wasn't paying attention. Who's on that?
It's the classic quartet plus Rashid Ali on drums plus Pharoah Sanders.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So, and this is like, I think it's like the next one after Love Supreme, which is
Oh, wow.
nuts because this is way more out than Love Supreme.
What number is that?
A9110. So maybe it's not right after. But
That's cool. I would like to have that.
There's also a posthumous release that came out in the late 70s that's Meditations with like for quartet. That's just the classic Coltrane quartet.
Oh, okay.
That's a great one too, because that's kind of a little bit on the Love Supreme side, less so where he went with like Home and some of those later releases. And that one's a great one for.
I think it's a second pressing, and honestly, the condition, I was a little upset with the condition, but it's fine.
Send it back, bro, or ask for $10 off.
No, I got it a while ago, so that window's not. I got it for like, it was just like $25. So I think it's a second pressing. I'll probably upgrade it at some point when a good one comes up for cheap. Speaking of upgrades, I upgraded this. This came up for $20, and it's like perfect condition. It's the Revelation. I got this recently, maybe like a few months ago, and I was never really happy with the condition of it because of how how quiet the music is at points. So I was really happy to upgrade it. This copy's perfectly clean, and the pressing, there's still a little bit of noise. It's an old pressing.
Well, I was good, Mike. I have that, and that's what I noticed, that it wasn't pressed well. I'm good vinyl. I mean,
I would say. It's a nice sounding pressing, but it's not like perfectly quiet. By
That's shocking to learn.
What's that?
Yeah.
That's shocking to learn.
Felipe
And
hates
that guy didn't do any other records, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because he sounds incredible on that. Okay, one more. And this one I just love. There's a couple copies still on Discogs for like $20. So I recommend going to check it out. This is David Liebman Trio +1 on Owl Records. And this is a quartet with Jack DeJohnette, Dave Holland, Dave Liebman, and this, what does he play? It's like an oboe. Yeah, oboe. Karis Vinzenton. And they play great. Like the oboe soprano combo is really nice. It's this, like, I love this type of style. It reminds me of this record a little bit, where it's like two horns. So anyway, so yeah, I love this. So go check this out. I feel like it's kind of an under the radar pick, and it's Owl Records, which was founded in 1975 in France. And they put out, I wish I wrote down some of the artist names, but they put out a few artists that, that we all know. Yeah, it's cool. It was recorded in New York, and definitely one to check out. And like I said, you could, like, I got this sealed for $20. So I think there's
What year is it from?
It's from '88.
Oh, okay.
But then I was like, this is incredible. Let me see what else Liebman does. I couldn't find anything else that like really grabbed me for Dave Liebman. His music, like his records are so diverse one to the next.
Yeah. The ones he did in the band Open Sky, those are good on that.
The PM records.
PM. Yeah, I have those.
Oh, and this is the Owl label. So this is
an owl on it.
This is from '88. So it does have like more modern kind of looking. But anyway,
I'm disappointed there's not an owl on the.
I know.
That's fucking bullshit.
Chris likes pictures with his records.
Yes, so I can look at the pictures while they spin.
Yeah.
Cheap Heat, one to definitely look out for.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
Wayne says there's a lot of Paul Bley on Owl Records.
Okay.
I might have a couple, but mostly Liebman, he's on ECM, right? He's a lot of ECM.
Yeah, he had quite a few ECMs.
Yeah.
70s
for sure.
There is the scary one where quite early he was losing his hair. I forget the album where he's wrongly wearing a leather jacket with nothing underneath and the hair is crawling out from his back.
Oh, Jesus.
I forget what record that is. It looked kind of disco-y.
Yeah. You're supposed to have the chest hair and the medallion if it's disco-y. Not the back.
Yeah, I think
There was
was
more hair around here than on his head.
That was what his look was, I think, in the 70s and 80s. He had like V-neck shirts and
you need fishes on your heels.
I think he learned a lot from that Herbie Man record where he hush. That
Push.
You guys
Joe,
have
you find anything lately?
yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff to show. I've haven't been on for a few weeks. I got a few things. This one popped up on Discogs. I'd had this in my want list for a bit, and after finding the Oneness of Juju in Orlando, this is one of his. This is Plunky, who is the kind of the leader of Juju, and then Oneness of Juju. This is a late '80s recording. He's backed by, I think, a bunch of the kind of Juju people, but it's just like a jazz funk.
For Jewish people.
Come on.
So this is a cool one. It's called Tropical Chill. It's not expensive, but it is. I mean, there's a few copies in the U.S. The sellers don't seem to be maybe the best at grading the records, so I kind of held out until I could find somebody that was selling it for a good price, but also a bit more trustworthy. So this one was cheap. This is like under $30, $20, $25 usually for it. So
nice find, man.
What'd you say?
That's a nice find.
Yeah. It's just saxophone led, like jazz funk, real good groove to that. And then I went to Boston last weekend. I have a friend that lives there, so my wife and I we go as much as we can because we have somewhere to stay. But one of the stores I always love going to, it's Music Research Library in Beacon Hill. Incredible shop. It's really tough to leave without finding something, and they have stuff for everybody, whether you're looking for just like cheaper $5, $10, $15 records, or if you're looking for stuff that's more pricey. There's a few. The first two that I got were I wasn't too familiar with, but they have listening stations, and they were pretty cool. This first one, it's called Pedro y Antonia, and it's by Hugo Heredia. And again, I wasn't familiar with him or with the group at all, but it's like post-bop, modal, but it also does have a little bit of like a...
What country is it from, Joe?
It's Italy is the label. It's on, I don't know if it's I'm not familiar with it. It's Ariston or Ariston.
I just don't. Yeah, because it's
From
not.
the
It
70s, though,
looks South
74.
American to me.
I think 75 it came out. But it's just like he mostly plays the saxophone. But it's a good one. You can stream this definitely on YouTube is where I heard it first, so you can hear a few of the tracks there. But it's a cool one. It's his playing kind of pushes it sometimes, but it's definitely not like free or anything like that. It's just a really nice like post bop modal type one from the 70s. So that was a cool one.
Hey Joe, that shop stays pretty true to their locals, right? It's not one you just get stuff off of Instagram or anything.
Yes, yeah, it's all local stuff. And yes, it's a great place when you go. You never really know what to find or what you're gonna find. This was another one while I was there. They had posted this. I wasn't familiar with this one either. This is the People Band. It's out of the UK on the Transatlantic Records label. It's got a bunch of guys like it says Lynn Dobson, who played with Keith Tippett, and then I think it's a girl. She was part of Soft Machine. At the beginning. But the rest of them, I'm not really too familiar with the players, and it doesn't really also tell you. Gives you this long kind of paragraph of who's on it, but it doesn't tell you what people are playing. It's just a little bit of a larger group, free jazz, definitely free type stuff, but that's really right up my alley. So wasn't too expensive for this one. So
I'm looking it up, and it's produced by Charlie Watts.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then some other ones. I got 4 things from them. This was one of the bigger ones I found. I don't know if it's Mackay or Machai. Big band, free jazz on Palm. I really buy most stuff that I see on Palm, and this was a surprise. I didn't know they had this. They do a really good job there at posting what they get, whether it's cheap stuff or more expensive. And I don't know when they got this. I didn't really see when it was, because I do stay pretty religious to checking them, just so that, again, I have a friend that lives there, and so he can pick stuff up for me if I do find something. But the only person on here that I was familiar with was Kino Speller, who played, I believe he played the drums, if I remember correctly, but he played with Bayard Lancaster on 1 or 2 Palms as well. And this one is, I think, 75 or 76 this came out. So again, this was a little bit more pricey. It's tough to find Palms under probably 100, 125 at least.
It's hard to find them in the States at all.
And it's hard to find in the States, right? And I didn't know about this one, but again, this is real heavy, like saxophone and trumpet heavy. So I took a chance on that one. I did pay a bit more for this. And then I got a record from Rob, who probably is the worst packer of records I've ever seen in my life. It was a miracle that this arrived in good shape. So I'm just kidding, Rob. I love you.
Don't knock it, because I have 100% rating everywhere, mainly because of that.
No, Rob did a great job. Packed it. He always puts in the his friend Jim's record collector magazines as well. So enjoy reading those, even though I'm on the other side of the country. So, but yeah, been looking for this for a while. Rob posted this in the group chat that we have. So Sonny Simmons. I don't know if it's Ramasama or if it's Rumasama, or I don't know, Rumasuma, but
Probably
Sonny
Rumasuma.
Simmons is
I always say
Rumasuma.
Rumasuma.
yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever it may have been, Sonny Simmons, obviously the alto sax. His wife Barbara Donald, who I think is one of the best underrated trumpet players when it came to these like free jazz type sessions. This one's a bit more straight ahead. I would not say that this is something that like is definitely with like the contemporary label. Like if you're used to the 50s or even the 60s stuff, this is not the same type of record, but yeah, this was a great one. Looks great. Haven't had a chance to play it, but Billy Higgins is on this as well on the drums. He seemed to sneak in. He was one of those guys I think that sneaked on to some of these more adventurous sessions.
Well, he was Ornette's drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He wouldn't sneak it. He belonged there, man.
I still need that
Ornette's
record.
drummer. I thought Ornette's drummer
whatever.
was his
All
son.
right. I don't know everything. All right.
God.
Listen. Even though he's an educator, he doesn't know everything.
It's not about that.
I
Big
know.
one, though, from Music Research Library. I've only seen one other copy of
Brought
this,
to you by Wikipedia.
and it wasn't great condition. Is
Oh yeah.
Action. This is contemporary jazz quartet. So it's Sonny Murray. He went over to Europe at this time. This is mid 60s, 64. Recorded in Copenhagen with a group of Danish players. I guess the saxophonist Franz Beckerle went on in the 70s to be like a guitarist for like what ended up being like the most successful Danish rock group. I don't remember the name of the group, but they had a handful of records. Trying to think of what. Okay, it was like Gasoline, but it was without the E. I don't know if any of you heard of that.
No.
But
Interesting.
it's like a Danish rock band that started in the late 60s. And again, the guy that played saxophone on this ended up becoming the guitarist on that
Nice.
record. So this
What
is
is
I
nice.
always consider that a Sonny Murray record.
Yeah. And this is a nice. It's definitely early free jazz. Sonny Murray. It's worth picking anything up with him, and so this was the big ticket item from there. I don't think a lot of people know about this record. So
There's a reissue recently. It's come up on Permanent Records a few times.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe $30 or so.
Yeah, it's a tough one to find. The original it was Danish debut, so it was it was
Like the Albert Eiler.
yeah, it was what's the name? Charles Mingus debut. It was just like the Danish one. So I guess Charles Mingus label only lasted like a handful of years in the mid to late 50s, and then in the early 60s it was resurrected by this Danish producer who put out a handful of records. I don't know. I know that the US debut records were pressed on polystyrene. I don't know if the Danish ones were as well. There wasn't really much information on it, and I also don't think the label maybe it put out a bunch, but I've never seen anything other than this one record. So it was, and then the last two things I found. There's a shop.
Well, I heard real quick on that label. I heard that Trump's going to trade a copy of that record for Greenland. So anyway,
The other joke is with Joe's New York accent, even slight, when he says Danish, I think of the pastry and not the country.
Yes, it's true.
The last two I got. So I know that Dave and I's friend Brandon, who lives in Buffalo, he told me about this newer store. I think it was a new store as of just opened last fall, and he's just kind of getting his feet wet with business, trying to get in as much great stuff. And he had gotten in a recent collection of like Nigerian stuff and specifically Fela Kuti stuff. So he had a copy of this. This is an original. It's actually in pretty decent condition. It looks a little bit rough, but when I played it, the record is so like energetic, very upbeat, with the
Mhm.
groove that you really don't hear much. At least on headphones, I didn't really hear much. So it's on the phono disc label. This is from 1980. So it was Nigeria meets US. So you've got Fela Kuti and Roy Ayers. The vocals on this are really good. So yeah, this is probably one of the more iconic Fela Kuti ones. So
Yeah, that's a great
Roy,
find.
yeah, and Roy Ayers just died I think earlier in March.
Yeah.
And then the other one, this one's a little bit tougher, but this is defined as a Sorrow, Tears, and Blood. This is Fela Kuti in Africa 70. This is from 77 on the I don't know if it's Calicut or Calcutta label. Yeah, Calcutta label. But this is also Nigerian. This is in incredible condition, especially for it being Nigerian press.
Yeah, that record's usually trashed.
Yeah, and the cover is not too bad. Little bit of wear to it, little bit just kind of
presents well, man.
The folding, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And then the label itself is really cool. I think that colorful. And it's in really nice shape for what it was. So again, it's definitely a shop that when I'm out, where I grew up is only about 60 miles from Buffalo. So when I go to see my family, I'll probably try to get out there again.
Oh yeah, you definitely need to swing by there.
Yeah, so it's a cool place called Soul Stop Records.
Wax will make some shuffle along to Buffalo jokes. So
that shop's incredible, man.
That's below me. That's your style. Hey,
So,
kids won't understand that.
I forgot to show a whole other stack of records, by the way.
Oh
Do it.
God. No, well, Brandon, do you have anything you wanted to show?
Just a couple.
Okay, let's see what you got.
I'm gonna do a CD minute.
Okay.
Yes.
And these aren't. I didn't have any new CDs, so I just grabbed a couple that I thought would be good. So this is Dexter Gordon the Squirrel, which is a session from '67 in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
With like some of his usual suspects. I think this is the same band as One Flight Up minus Donald Byrd. It's Dexter Gordon, Kenny Drew, Bo Steve, and Art Taylor.
Yeah.
So
One Flight Up had NHOP on it too.
Oh, okay. Not Bo Steve. Bo Steve must be on Our Man in Paris.
Looks great. So was that released originally, or is it just a CD only thing?
No, I actually have I'll find it. I have this. It was re-released for Record Store Day.
Oh, okay. Ding, 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 ding.
I have not explored the Fela Kuti stuff, so
Me either.
I definitely need to check that out.
They did that whole series of box sets. Like there's like 5 of them already.
Oh, calm down there.
What?
Is Brandon cleaning his
you're
house?
Such a dick.
Yeah, sure.
I've never got a free Fela Kuti record. Okay.
I must have taken it and put it somewhere. Anyway, I have a ton of Fela Kuti. If anybody wants to look at Fela Kuti,
Same.
I probably have like 12, 15 Kuti records. The other one I got. So anyway, this is pretty cool. If you're into mid to late 60s Dexter Gordon, this is more of it. It's considered a Blue Note. Blue Note just issued it, but it's a out of the country session, so they just kind of grabbed it, I guess, in the 90s when this came out. I forget. The RSD was about 3 or 4 years ago. The other one I got, because this is a really cool British only Paul Gonsalves that sounds very different from his other stuff. It's a really good hard bop record, but it's one of those ones where you just you could put this on at a party and everyone would like it, kind of thing. Like it's really good. The band is, I don't know these guys. It is Paul Gonsalves on tenor, and then Pat Smythe on piano. Actually, Kenny Napper on bass, and Ronnie Stevenson on drums, who I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a really good session. And the CD, I picked this up still in the packaging for like $8, and I think I have the vinyl reissue, which is like $80, but the originals of this record are really hard to find, and they start at $1,000 and go to
I have it pulled up here. So beautiful jacket, flip back, great label. But look at this, the 3 copies, the cheapest is $2,000.
It's just really hard to find.
Yeah.
And it's actually I don't know how good. A friend of mine has the original. Actually, I take that back. It's a really good sounding recording session and pressing. And the Japanese, I don't know if they got the original tapes or not, but the Japanese pressing is fantastic. So if you want to spend $100, get the Japanese pressing, or if you just want to spend $10, get this. But I would recommend everyone who likes jazz get this record, because it's just really amazing. And it's, even if you're not a big Paul Gonsalves fan of his Riverside and stuff or Jazzland, I think this is one of those ones that you'll just be like, oh wow, this is a great record. You know, it's just kind of one of those ones that you put on and you're like, wow, really good, you know?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
You know, kind of like the
sweet.
same way, like the Rumasuma that keeps getting shown today. That's like one of those records you put on and you're like, oh, this is fantastic. Like, and it's just a hard bop record, but it's got something else going on with it. You know, it's got a little edge to it, but it's still, you know, stays in the realm of being very melodic and that kind of stuff. This is one of those records too, where it's got an edge, but it's just really good. And
It's lyrical.
yeah, lyrical.
Great recommendation.
Whatever the adjectives are best used. And then I have one Donald record that was a lender, this is really cool.
Oh yeah.
This is a Pedro Iturralde, Spanish saxophone player, and it is kind of exactly what you would expect. You've got a sort of a flamenco guitarist and a jazz band, and it's really nice. I was pretty impressed with it. This is a hard.
Did you find that locally?
No, this was lent.
Oh, okay.
This is from the Donald lender.
Donald, give it up for Lent.
What's the Donald lender?
He's a friend of mine who lends me stuff.
Got it. I did.
Can you show? Does it have a flip back jacket and the blue label? I'm looking at one online right now.
Yeah, this is it's got a really thin British. Yeah. This is the British mono from the 60s. Okay. It's got it's a really well recorded record. It's got the cool deep groove.
Very nice.
Blue. But yeah, it's really good. It's different, you know.
Your friend's got a good eye for interesting things, man.
He's got good taste.
It's actually if that's the Hispavox, that's actually a Spanish pressing.
Yeah.
That's the original. Yeah.
The British pressing I meant was the Paul Gonsalves. This is
okay.
Yeah, this is
stay with it, man.
That's original. That's hard.
And
a lot going on here.
Stop taking naps during the show.
Zoot's Green Period.
Yeah.
So I picked this one out. I bought this cheap because the cover's pretty beat up, but it's actually like strong VG plus vinyl. So it plays really good. This is a good Zoot. I used to be really into Zoot. I'm not as much anymore, but I still like this record a lot.
Yeah, I have a Japanese of that one, I think.
Who's all on that one, Brandon?
Oh, let's see. I don't remember.
Is there a trumpet player?
Nick Travis on trumpet.
Okay.
So like the West Coast, a bunch of West Coast guys. George Handy on piano, Wilbur Ware on bass, O.C. Johnson on drums.
Mm-hmm.
Don't short shift the West Coasters.
I don't. I mean,
Short
they're
sheet,
the ones. I'm a big West Coaster proponent. It's the jazz world that craps on them.
Yeah, well, you
I
live
love
on.
the like the Jimmy Jufrey early 50s West Coast stuff. That stuff's really good.
It sounds like, it sounds like California. I mean, it sounds like where it's from. And, it's a little less serious and, Surf's Up, dude, it's great. It's something I understand because of where I grew up. So
Sure. I got two quick music announcements. I'm not showing anything, but this Sunday, anyone in the Pacific Northwest, this Sunday is the biggest record show up here at Seattle Center, the Armory, Sunday at the Seattle Center near the Space Needle. And Saturday night, tomorrow night, I'm going to see Sasha Berliner. She's playing here first time since I've known about her. And her new album came out today, which I haven't heard. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow night. Try to get a copy for Fluffy signed. We'll see.
Is your friend from Portland working the fair, Mazzy?
I'm sorry?
Your friends from Portland working the fair?
Mark and Elise are. Oh, Mark and Elise are driving up and staying here. We stay here Saturday night, and then they do the thing Sunday. So they're coming up. I think Kimbo will be there. The usual suspects up here. But Sasha's doing this thing. It's her vibes and a DJ thing, and she mixes it in. So it'll be interesting how that works together. I think she's amazing.
I think I mentioned last week. The record is really good. I think it's better than the JMI one.
Okay, I've heard one track, so I'm waiting to get the record, and I'll pick it up tomorrow. So,
hey Chris,
what?
You ready to see the mother load?
No, it's a little early for that, dude. Let me show some stuff.
Okay,
75 straight
That's
CDs
what
on
she
there.
said.
It's like hour 3 and shit. Besides, what's the score on the Michigan game?
Oh, God,
2-point lead Michigan State with about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Are you guys still in the basketball, that kind of thing?
Are we
still in March Madness?
Look at the fad or something.
Oh, you Mazzy.
March Madness sounds like a serial killer spree thing.
Well, I hope he makes a way to your neighborhood.
Yes. Let's hope he makes it to Seattle.
Yes.
I got this today. This is awesome. So it's Hampton Hawes, Cecil McBee, Roy Haynes live at the Jazz Showcase in Chicago. Volume 1. I don't know if there's volume 2 or not. It's on Inya. Felipe will get mad at me. So anyways, this is pretty cool. It was recorded in 73 and released in 81. So Joe Siegel is the guy that owned the Jazz Showcase in Chicago, and he recorded a lot of stuff. So it's kind of an archival kind of release. It doesn't sound as good as a lot of the stuff on the label does, but I really enjoyed it.
What do they play on it? Do they play any standards?
Yeah, Still by Starlight, all standards. So Still by Starlight and Bluebird by Parker's on side 1, and then Spanish Mood, which is the Hampton Hawes songs, and St. Thomas is on side 2. I haven't heard side 2 yet, but what's kick-ass about the Still by Starlight, it's like 13 minutes long, and so the first 3 or 4 minutes is just Hampton Hawes kind of just doing a solo kind of introduction to the song, and then they play a little bit as a trio, and then Cecil does like a 3 or 4 minute fucking bass solo at the end of the song. It's just killer.
Nice.
He just started going crazy, just going off. So that's why I bought. I bought a bunch of Cecil Taylor or Cecil McBee records after we had him on the show. I showed this one last week, but I don't want to talk about it. So this, now listen to it. This was that Billy Joe Jones Dameronia, I guess it's called, with Johnny Griffin.
Dameronia.
Dameronia, yeah. I can't say the word. This is like a 10-tet with a bunch of guys on it. It's really kick-ass. They do all Tad. It's all Dameron songs, and they're Dameron songs.
I think Billy Joe Jones, he's on that Ted Dameron record on Prestige with Clifford Brown. I think they came up through Ted Dameron.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because they both came out of Philly.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
This sounds excellent. I mean, it's like kind of big band. It was really enjoyable listen. I think he's done 2 or 3 of these on this label, so I'm gonna look for the other ones because I really like it.
What do you think of that coat?
Coat's fucking awesome, dude. Look, he's a fucking
I
baller.
love that. That's like Shaft.
I think he has watches on the other side.
Shaft wore that. Shaft wore that coat.
And so and there's also a lot of really great players on here. So obviously Philly Joe on drums, Johnny Griffin tenor sax, Don Sickler is kind of the trumpet and arranger, Benny Powell trombone, Frank West on alto, Charles Davis on tenor, and then Cecil Payne on baritone, which is fucking awesome. I love Cecil Payne. So then Larry Ridley on bass. So this is cheap too. I think I paid. I don't know what I paid for this. Did it say? Yeah, I don't know. It was cheap, like $5-10. And it's on the Uptown label, which I'd never heard of before. Let's see if I can find the actual record. Yeah, here it is. So that's kind of the label, pretty basic.
Cool.
I don't know if it says the year on here. Oh, 83. So yeah, I mean, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dameron, I feel like is underappreciated. I feel like Tad Dameron's underappreciated just because in like the LP collecting world, there are limited ones, and then the fidelity on them, they.
Well, yeah. I mean that's fair, but his songs and arrangements were just so awesome, like just much different than like they were beautiful and happy. His music was very happy. He was
a table. Check your Instagram table. Yeah.
Rob, can you yell at Mazzy?
You can actually type into the computer too,
I want
man.
to yell at him by showing. I want to Eve Alicia records.
Table.
Hold on.
Whose table?
I thought you were like calling someone's order.
Table 3.
What else you got?
I got a bunch of records, Rob. You have to wait your turn.
Okay.
I think you'll like this one. Do you have this? Rob?
I don't know. I only have one.
I thought you had a collection of this guy.
Carlos.
So I've heard of him, but I didn't really know his music. And I got this. Got this at Doc's last weekend. So it's Hugh. How do you say his name?
Masekela.
Hugh Masekela is alive and well at the Whiskey. So you play the Whiskey Go-Go in L.A.
At the Monterey Pop Festival.
Yeah, it was the same year.
Not on that record, Mazzy.
No, I know.
No, this was at the.
I really dig his playing, man.
He plays down in Monterey.
Okay, we can go through his entire discography if you want.
But only in the Whiskey on that one.
Okay. So there's a really kick-ass cover of Wider Shade of Pale in here, and I just love that song. So that was pretty badass. Up, Up, and Away, the Fifth Dimension song, Mazzy?
I do.
Yeah. He did a cover of that.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful.
He asked you because you're so old. You would know it.
Because he was in San Francisco in '67. That's why I asked him. And then there's a couple of songs that he dedicated to some people he knew in Mexico. And then Coincidence is one of the last songs. Kind of cool. And that one's all about, it's kind of social justice stuff. So he's from South Africa. Very important dude.
Very important.
I want to get some more of his stuff.
There's that Chad that later was the 80s or 90s. Yeah, that recording. It's really good, actually. It's a little slick, but it's a really amazing sound.
I always avoided his record just because of that release, because it looked like I wouldn't like it. But
that record, all the audiophiles like it, and as good as it is, a little too slick, I think.
Check out this label. It's pretty cool. It's on Uni Records.
That was the early Elton John records were on Uni.
Yeah, it's part of
Universal.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I'll definitely get more of his records. And so for people that don't know, I mean, he's kind of known as like the godfather of South African jazz. Him and Dollar Brand played a lot together. They didn't play a lot together. They played early on together. And then it wasn't until towards the end of their lives that they both got to play together again in South Africa, after the end of apartheid and all that.
All right, we lost Dave.
Yeah, what about Dave?
We gained somebody. How's it going?
What's up?
I don't have anything to show.
Well, then what the fuck?
Why did you come up?
No, he can hang out.
Just
this record was kick-ass too. I like this one. This is a $5 record. So this is John Clemmer, Magic and Movement.
Yeah.
Anybody know this record?
Yeah. Well, I remember that's ABC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he all of a sudden broke in the kind of cool schmaltzy jazz world after like George Benson did. And
yeah, this is not that at all though.
I know it is. With Throb. Yeah. Throb, I think, was the album, the John Clemmer record. Yeah. Because I remember that.
Looks like a Hockney cover.
It does a little bit. Yeah.
Cover?
David Hockney.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Who does it say did it? Is there,
I don't know.
is there a credit? Is there
So,
an art direction credit,
oh my
Chris?
God damn it, Mazzy. I wonder Rob yells at you so fucking much. No.
Sure, there is. I bet you there
I'm
is.
gonna read
I'll
the
look
whole
it up.
fucking
I'll look it
thing.
up.
Why don't you use
So
your magic
illustration, Terry
device?
Terry
type
Lamb.
Mazzy.
Mazzy. Terry
Terry.
Lamb is the illustrator.
Terry Lamb, huh? Okay.
Not
anyway,
Hackney,
this-
a name everyone
Yeah.
knows.
Thank you, Chris.
Mike, you appreciate that. Give credits due. You
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but just quit fucking interrupting when I'm trying to talk about the record. Let me talk about the fucking record.
that's a
God
part of the
damn it.
record. That's the secret to
is.
good whack-a-mole. You
Well,
talk about
This
every-
isn't a whack-a-mole, Mazzy.
What kind of paper is it printed on?
God damn it. Anyway,
Fuck you, Rob.
you got John Clemmer on tenor sax
Go back
with
to DC.
echoplex and phasing. So it's like electric tenor. He has some vocals on here. And then Mike Knock on the Fender Rhodes, Wilton Felder on the bass in the first half, Eddie Marshall on drums. And then the second side has John Clemmer again, Tom Candy on the Rhodes, and then Cecil McBee on bass and Alphonse Mouzon on drums. So this is a weird fucking record. It's like it starts out with just John Clemmer playing like this electric sax like reverb thing where he like plays a phrase and you kind of hear it echoing back, and it's just cacophonous at times, and he plays pretty fucking hard and free on this record a lot. And Cecil McBee fits right in on the second side. So I would highly recommend this record. And then Valley on the Valley from Discord has in the middle, and he said it was very good too. So
That's great you say that, because my experience with John Clemmer from that really kind of easy period, I would never pick up a John Clemmer record. But
oh yeah, dude. No, John Clemmer's early shit. He has one on his first record on Cadet.
I'm talking about 75 or 6 is when all of a sudden he
Right.
broke, like he crossed over for people.
Right.
You know, is that smooth jazz thing?
Well, this was in '74, I guess. So I guess it's
Yeah.
right before that happened.
The one I'm talking, what is it? Okay, hold on.
Well, there's his first. Yeah, he recorded for Cadet in the late '60s.
Yeah, that involvement
That's
is
the one.
kicking
I
off.
think it's Touch.
I always say
Yeah.
people
This
tell
one?
me of that
I think-
period, Blowing Glow is
I think
Oh,
Touch was
the
the
one
big.
you
Let me
got,
see
right?
the covers. Yeah, look at the covers. Oh, okay. That's the big one.
Yeah.
That was like a huge album for a
Does it
jazz
suck
album.
though? You said it's like, what is the genre?
I don't know.
does it say?
We played it in the store and everybody
Smooth.
bought it. One of those albums I just couldn't listen to after a
Smooth
while.
jazz.
It's smooth jazz that, it predates Kenny G shit for me.
Well, the one I showed is not smooth jazz
No,
at all. It'll,
I'm not, yeah.
it'll peel your hair out. Your hair off.
Yeah.
Peel
They
your
don't
hair
have
out.
that one on Spotify.
Which one? Oh, the
one you
this
showed, yeah.
Magic and Movement. That's a bummer. It's really good, man. It's cheap as fuck. So
Yeah.
I just
Well,
picked
he
it up.
was-
So I bought
Yeah.
a couple of records from a seller, and I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, early John Clemmer's kick ass.
It was
But yeah, I
good
mean, he
massage
went
music.
smooth jazz. Yeah, this ain't you and your massages, Mazzy.
I don't get. I
Shoot,
haven't
I
had a
don't massage a lot. I think Mazzy has a massage probably 3 times
No,
a week.
but there's that kind of like smooth and like Tony
Yeah,
Scott.
why don't you over explain what type of
Music
shit
for
it is
Zen
you
meditation, which for Tony Scott, I like that record actually. Or Paul
Yeah.
Horn Inside.
want. Mhm.
Ugh.
I like
No,
Paul
I don't
Horn
like it,
Inside.
guys.
I
It's
like
alright.
that record.
All right.
It's all right. Sorry, Chris.
All right.
Don't
All
hate me
right.
because I'm so popular here.
I don't know about
My
popularity.
favorite mood music is from the '50s.
Yeah. All your favorite music's from the 50s. That didn't saying much.
Mazzy, don't you have like a bachelor pad, like stack of records next to your couch?
I do. Well, no, it's called. Yeah, I do have. It's
Yeah.
called Cocktail
Yeah,
Party.
hold on. This
Cocktail.
segment is a date with Mazzy.
This is like a swing. This is like a swinging. Like,
Well, no, but you know what it is. It's all like
That's
it's
awesome.
it's things like Enoch Light, Peter Gunn, Martini Time. You got all the Command records per.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these are fucking cool covers, and they were cheap records. They're gotten more expensive.
Now
of
does
late.
it now
Man,
does,
you ready to play bingo?
All the ping pong recorded records.
Any
That
Martin
Mazzy
Denny
takes
in
out
there?
Mazzy takes out the game Twister and all
hey,
those.
so Mazzy, when your
Think
guests come over, do they actually get to hear the music or just you
If they want to,
explaining the
when
music?
guests come over, Les
that
Baxter.
Les Baxter's a good record.
Oh, all these are great. Martin
There
I
you
have
Denny's.
that.
Yeah, I asked about
You know,
Martin Denny.
I have
I
that
tell you,
today.
when people come to my house, I want them to pick. I don't want to pick.
Yeah, Magic goes through that stack and think, how early do I want them to leave?
No, seriously. I like when guests pick the record because they pick stuff that I maybe haven't heard in a while. Seriously, if you ever come over, you're welcome to stay. Pull a record out. You know.
Yeah, Mazzy will seduce you with bingo music.
What's that noise?
But
That was my phone.
What
Take
is
your
that?
heart.
Is that-
Take your heart pill now.
That was John Clemmer.
Exactly. That's like John.
That's John. Yeah.
on Beacon Spell.
Wow.
Silent.
You got to have a exotica, exotica section, bachelor pad. You
Yeah.
can call it whatever you want.
I
That's
wanted
the-
to show this. I wanted to show at least this one record before I leave. But I do have a stack because this one was kind of cool. Does anyone know this? Dollar
Yeah.
Brand by Lightning.
I have that one.
Put it in my
This is
pile, bro.
This is good Cape Jazz.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show the back cover of it.
I forgot about that.
I like his
Love it.
album Cape
Like
Town.
Jimmy Smith's
I
cover.
like Cape Town Fringe.
This is a
Yeah.
little more kind of. It's kind of a weird mix of kind of. It's joyfulness to it, but
Yeah.
very. There's a lot of musicianship throughout the record because the first side is just one long song, just
Yeah.
keeping the pace and coming in. It really is very good, but it's kind of uplifting to me. It's the Cape Jazz stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's very
The Cape
happy.
Town Fringe album is the whole side of the record. I think that one, which is
Yeah.
great.
Well, they
Not on
play
that
Blue
record.
Monk. They play Blue Monk on here. It's good.
Nice.
Where is that? Somewhere up there. There it
Blue
is.
Moon. That
So
looks great.
yeah, this is
If you're-
really cool. There you go. Okay, and I found a Japanese. I thought I had this, but they did 2 soundtracks of French films, right?
Hmm.
They did Elevator to the.
Yeah, there's the Miles and then there's a Blakey.
No, they're 2 Blakeys.
Okay.
Oh,
'Cause I have another
There's
one.
also
Disappoint, something like that. So I didn't
Did
have this
Sam-
one.
Did Sam put it out? Did Sam reissue it?
No.
Not,
All I
not
have
this,
is the
not
Jeff
this
Jeff
one. No.
too.
What was that other 10-inch
um,
that he reissued? That was a soundtrack.
Barney Wyland.
Yeah, Barney White.
It
Yeah.
was okay.
So, I mean,
model.
Des Femme, I know that's part of the thing, is their better soundtrack. This sounds all kind of like background music, which it should be for the movie. So,
Who's in that group? Who's in that group? Barney Wyland's in there, I
Hold on,
think.
I don't even know if it's in English. Let's see. Japanese. No. Can you read that?
Oh, well, the cover says Wyland, so he's in it.
It's with Barney Wyland. So I don't know if it was the early form of the band.
Yeah, interesting.
This record, I cannot determine if it's a bootleg or the authentic record. It's Chet Baker and Christopher
That's the
Manning.
record. That's it.
No, well, there are 2 versions, and there was some dispute. Like this is the late 77, like 79 or something, and this might be the kind of bootleg. Regardless, people said it sounded good. So this isn't an easy to find record, from what I understand.
Is it desirable?
Not desirable. I found another Julie London.
I love those records.
Yeah.
I like
But
the
this
ones
is-
with just the trio more than the lush ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is with an orchestra.
Bobby Troop
Not
production.
the one. No, not
Bobby
Bobby
Troop didn't do that. I thought he. I bet you
I
did.
have this already, but this is excellent. This is I think a lot of these just came out in Japan with Tommy Flanagan. With that's Joe Chambers, and that is Workman. Isn't that Reggie Workman?
Oh, Workman. Okay.
These are excellent. They did a long series of these.
Put that one in my pile, bro.
Oh wait, it's Hank Jones. Is it?
Oh, Hank Jones. No, it's Tommy Flanagan.
No, it's Tommy. It is Tommy Flanagan. It's Tommy Flanagan.
Yeah, it's Tommy Flanagan for sure.
And so that's their name, Super Jazz Trio.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and there were so many because there's the one with Hank Jones and Ron Carter, They
And
did
Tony
at the same
Williams.
time.
Oh, okay,
And Tony Williams.
that's a good one.
Mike, I think found an original of this, if I correct or no?
No, hell no. That's an expensive. That's a really expensive.
Oh, this
record.
is Japanese version. So
It's a great. I love the typeface on that.
Probably Previn.
yeah, I have a 80s with a horrible cover, not this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This everyone is on there.
Rob,
How
does it
did
say who recorded it? Does it say who recorded it on the back? Is there a studio name for that?
Don't interrupt him and ask him for credits.
No, it does not.
All right, because that there was a relationship between Leonard Feather and the guy who recorded Charlie Christian. I was reading about him. He has a super interesting life. He connected with the guy who wrote On the Road.
Jack Kerouac.
Jack Kerouac used to go to his record shop. So that guy who recorded Charlie Christian, opened up a record shop in Greenwich Village and hung out with him. Anyway, and he brought artists to Leonard Feather to record in his home studio. I'm sorry, Leonard Feather went to his home studio to record. And I think that's one of the titles.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, it's a really expensive record.
Not that particular one, the original.
Are you keeping that one?
Me? For time now, yes.
Yeah, for time now, yes.
Hey, yes. For now, yes. I have this. I might have this already. I'm not 100%. This is a lot of Billy Harper's stuff is Japanese, and this is a really good record. I'm not even going to pronounce that.
Soran Bushi.
Yeah,
That's a Indian.
And this is, I like all his band. This is with two drummers, so he's always just power jazz to me. Everett Hollins on trumpet, Hut Scotty, Harold Mayburn, Greg Maker on bass, Horace Arnold, which was his drummer, and Billy Hart, the two drummers. Really good. The second side is all one song, which I think he plays that song on other records, if I'm not incorrect or correct. Really good. All right, I'm gonna pick which one sounds better to me, but I found the whole wild.
Oh, cool.
Flowers
Excellent.
thing.
Cool.
So I'm gonna compare to mine because I have them. And
You know,
see-
those have been such a cool resource because as I'm getting into all this like later 70s free jazz stuff, and I'm looking up players, I'll check my Discogs, and a lot of them play on those. Like, there's so many different artists on those records. Just to have them in my collection is really nice for me to be able to listen to them.
I've never seen this record before. California Message, Benny Goldson with Curtis Fuller.
No. What is
Playing
that?
What?
What label
Can I
is
see
that?
the cover? Can I see the cover
This
again?
is Bayside.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bay State.
Bay State. I'm sorry, Bay State.
Yeah.
Bayside was a Bay Area record.
The band they're playing with is Oscar Bashir's on this, Thurman Green on trombone, also Bill Mays, Bob Magnuson, and Roy McCurdy.
Oh,
So the 80s. Is it 80s, late 70s, 80s?
yeah.
And then last
Bay
this.
State Japanese?
What?
Is Bay State a Japanese label?
Yeah, Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it yet. Evan Parker, Steve Potts, and Steve Lacey, Derek Bailey.
Yeah.
So I anticipate it being weird on Eminem and them. Pull up, show the
That's
label.
cool.
I don't know that. There you go. One time this was $2.50.
Yeah.
That's when
Of all the records I paid $20 for that have 99 cents written on the back.
yeah.
Like,
So that's the last of it. Thank you.
cool. Thank you.
The Danish. Danish.
The Danish.
Rob, is there any particular? I know that you go out and you kind of collect everything, but is there any particular thing that because you were working on Mal Waldron for a little bit, you were doing Black Saint as well. Is there anything?
I like it better not knowing what I'm going out and finding, but to keep stuff, Mal Waldron always, because I'm nowhere near close to having what's available on vinyl.
I'd like to get his ECM title, the first one.
It's great.
Well, it's in print. You can get it.
What is
There's
it?
also a reissue that has a whole extra side.
Yeah, whole extra.
Oh.
I have them both. I have both, but
Yeah.
you might want to get that one.
Yeah, that reissue's sweet. That's what I got from about. It was issued probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it
Maybe a little
sounds
bit
really
longer.
good, and you get a whole extra album.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
What does ECM stand for? It's like edition of contemporary music or something?
ECM?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
something like-
Iker. It's Manfred Iker's thing. It's Iker.
Yeah, I know, but what does the ECM stands for?
I think it's
contemporary
Iker.
music.
Oh, I thought it was
No.
Iker.
No, it's not.
Contemporary music, or okay.
No, it's editions of
Oh,
contemporary
yeah.
music.
And everyone knows it stands for Everyone Come Music. Come on.
My favorite ECMs are like the least sounding ECM records.
Yeah.
Like the Dewey
Yes.
Redman and the Old and New Dreams and the Mal Waldron.
Egberto Gismonti albums are good.
It says edition of contemporary music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but it's in German, right?
Yeah, well,
No,
they recorded.
ECM is in English.
Yes.
But in
Yeah.
German.
But I don't think they recorded in
In
Germany.
German.
I think they recorded somewhere else.
Well,
No, they
recorded
recorded
in Europe
Germany and
and
Netherlands.
and
No,
yeah,
that's-
Manfred Iker produced almost every title.
Can we go to
Oh, it
Wikipedia?
was.
please?
He did. He produces all the early ones. Yes, almost all of them.
Yeah.
Does he not produce the ones now?
Oh, he's probably like 116 now. So
I think he still does
Original
that.
ones, what's the-
I mean, he might, but he produced them all. He used to produce them all.
Well,
All mine are. I only have like 4 or 5, and they're all the Warner Brothers pressings, I think. Which
Yeah.
I think they sound fine.
they sound
In a
great. I've
perfect
got
world,
both.
you get the German ones, but I don't have many of those either. So
There's a Paul Bley. There's one of the Paul Blays at my local record shop, and it's the German. It's a German one, which is really nice packaging. It's
I used
better
to
than the
do-
Warner Brothers.
I used to really be into Ralph Towner in Oregon because there's an album. I still think that it's Kumbaya as it is. Oregon's first album was on Vanguard Records, and it's
Yeah.
such a, with Paul McCandless, Ralph Towner, I forgot who else. And I just liked it because it was so different. And I bought it when it came out because of the cover, and it's almost not jazz. It's like chamber, classical, jazzy folk music with sitar and oboe, and it's just a beautiful record. And then I kind of was buying when they went to ECM after that. I would buy all the Ralph Towner records for a while. I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. Most of them.
I've got a couple of Oregon records.
Glenn has close to 200 ECM
Wow.
records.
Wow.
Nice. It's a lot.
That is a
Is
lot.
there an ECM record that's like a definite, like you need to have this?
Well,
Kind of
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think,
that Mal Waldron.
Own concert
Yeah.
is
but
it's
yeah.
solo piano, but it's beautiful. Or Lucen, the box one of
There's a lot of ECMs.
Okay.
Yeah, John Abercrombie, timeless.
yeah.
If you-
I mean,
if
those
you
are
wanna
records.
call-
Okay.
There's a mood to
Spanish
them.
Bitch is not technically an ECM record, but it is an ECM record. So that one's
Yeah,
pretty
but-
important.
Okay.
That's hard to
Colin concerts.
Spanish
Well,
bitch is expensive.
Spanish Bitch.
That's David Holland.
Free at
right?
Last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
this is
pretty damn
this is
good.
Conference of the Birds, and this one again, just like a record I showed earlier, it's a quartet with 2 horns, so Braxton and Sam Rivers. I love that format of like 2 horns, bass, and drums, no piano, in like the free jazz sense, because I feel like the I don't know, it produces free jazz that I really like. Usually,
Yeah.
So anyway.
Wasn't the early
Nice.
those solo Chick Corea piano records are on ECM? Those are beautiful records.
Oh yeah, there's like a Charlie Hayden group on ECM too, like
Yeah.
a big group, right? The
Yeah.
Liberation Orchestra. I think they have a couple records on ECM.
Yeah.
But I would say check out the Old and New Dreams. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-mm.
So they're a quartet in the vein of Ornette Coleman.
Ornette's group, not Ornette. But they're-
Here's
Yeah,
the-
it's
here's
Dewey
the-
Red.
Kern concert. which
Oh,
is
okay, yeah.
he
Keith
did
Jarrett, yeah,
classic
I've seen
record.
that. Okay, I've seen
Uh,
that.
It's
he did-
moaning, but it's great.
Hmm.
he
That's-
did this
that's
one
great,
too.
Because he
He makes
kind of,
noises when he plays.
yeah, moans when he.
This one,
That's okay.
he makes weird noises on some of his records.
And then remember that big box set he did, Sun Bear concerts?
Yeah,
That's like,
this he's just kind of does some like and oh.
that
Yeah,
is
it's not horrible.
good. That's a great Sunday morning, late night, Saturday.
This is a really good record, and he doesn't do
Beautiful.
because Keith Jarrett makes some really weird sounds on some of his records that's kind of distracting.
Okay.
Like where he
Yeah.
goes, yeah, like stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's
Huh.
really
Huh.
awful.
That's probably the biggest selling ECM record of all time, I bet.
I think it might be.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
good.
like massive in the 70s.
It was always used when I was a kid, and I picked it up.
Yeah,
It was one of my favorite records.
it's easy to get, but you want a clean copy because it's just
You
so
can find a
expensive.
clean copy for $15 probably.
Yeah, that's probably
This
That
record's
one's
really
great,
cool
too.
too if you like those too. I don't love all Keith Jarrett, but I like his
No.
solo piano stuff.
he did stuff with Jack DeJohnette too, and
Yeah,
And
that's
Gary-
where
Gary
on some of
Peacock.
those records he starts screeching and doing
Yeah.
some
Yeah, there's a live record
shit.
at my local shop, and it's DeJohnette, Keith Jarrett, and who's the
Here's a
bass player?
good. I have a good ECM record.
But he starts like vocalizing in a way that I just don't like it.
Yeah, this is one that's really good of Keith Jarrett.
I don't
Survivor
remember
Suite.
that one.
This is the ECM that is probably Dewey Redman, Charlie Hayden, and Paul Motion. This is a really good record.
I'll tell you,
It doesn't sound like like I don't know, yacht jazz or whatever.
I like how Carlos asked about
stock
ECM and
photographers made off well on ECM. Ralph.
like, hey, can y'all show me some good ECM records? And he's like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Straight up.
that's I guess I'm showing it to nobody.
Yeah, but you could go if you really want to push someone out, get into Wyndham Hill stuff. That's a whole different thing.
Oh,
Well,
God.
some of the ECM sounds like Wyndham Hill.
Well,
Yeah, the-
And
there's
Wyndham
some
Hill
new-
got like that Ralph Towner stuff. And,
yeah, there's some new
what's
age
the other guy,
ECM stuff.
the guy that plays a 12-string guitar, the Swedish dude.
Oh,
Like there's some real Wyndham Hilly stuff on ECM, and Wyndham Hill would not exist without ECM. I mean, it's how it sort of started because of that style.
it started from a boat maker out of Stanford.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean the music
Yeah,
wouldn't have happened.
It
if
was Paul
ECM
Winston.
hadn't done like easy.
Right. Paul Winston was doing that Keith Jarrett kind of thing in his more kumbaya way.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos is back. Now I'll show him some ECM records.
But I like,
I'm sorry.
that December's a really cool album still.
I got this one from Brandon. This is the one Mazzy was talking about. This is great. This is
That's
that
a good
Keith
record.
Jarrett solo.
Yeah,
It's 2 or 3
Criminal
records.
Song. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
A
double.
great trio of records.
That one's cool. Let's see. I got a bunch. I pulled real quick. This is that one Mal Waldron, the two disc
Yeah.
one for it last.
Okay, I forget that.
It's called extended edition is what they called it.
Yeah,
Nice.
you
Really
should,
nice.
that's great.
Will Ackerman.
It's basically like a tone poet jacket, really nice.
wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Totally worth getting.
Then of course we got a new high that everybody's talking about in the chat. This is one of
I
the
like that
one
one.
of
That's a
my
good one.
favorite. Yeah. Maybe my favorite ECM. What do we got? Oh, this one's interesting. This is
I have that.
not everybody should buy this, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty
That
cool.
one's yeah.
Big-
I think
Yeah.
that's technically a Liberation Orchestra record.
Yeah, it's still an ECM though.
But yeah,
Double
yeah.
record,
the
right?
group is named.
Yeah. Correct. This is a new one that came out with James Brandon Lewis from last year. I only listened to it like once. I didn't
Like
listen
who
to it
produced
again.
that? Because I'm sorry to ask you a question, but does
Oh,
he
go ahead.
still who produced that record?
I don't know.
Well, I want to see if Manfred's still producing.
I think he is. Let's see.
Oh, and he's the one that just put out the Apple
Manfred
Core.
Riker. Manfred Riker. Yeah.
Riker? Okay.
Yeah, Manfred Riker. He's still doing
He's
a
got
lot
to
of
be in
them.
his 80s.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe.
My copy of the Colin concert. I got that from Brandon too.
Okay.
Right.
That was great. What do we got here? Paul Motion did a bunch of them. This is pretty good too.
Oh, Paul Motion did a ton of records.
Trio,
Okay.
Dance. I like this one. I'd like to get more of his stuff that was on ECM.
Who's in that trio?
I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah.
Let's see. It is Paul Motion, David Eisenson on bass, and Charles Burkeen, soprano and tenor saxophone.
A lot of them
piano,
are not very
yeah.
expensive, really.
Interesting.
No, I paid
I
$10
mean,
for this.
no piano.
What? No piano. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's a terrible cover.
What do you mean it's a terrible cover?
I think it's a busy, terrible cover.
It's like music,
My
music with blood on it. You know,
it's like, yeah, I don't know what it. Yeah.
I've seen that Conception Vessel, Paul Motion record before.
Yeah. This one is. I like this one actually. I don't like Pat Metheny usually, but this is one that Joe Harley recommended to us when he was on our show a couple of years when he first came on. But yeah, so Pat Metheny with Charlie Hayden and Billy Higgins. I really like this one actually because of Charlie Hayden and Billy Higgins mainly.
Okay.
Metheny's great and all, but I don't like.
I like that
this
record.
one.
That's
I like this one. I don't like his normal thing now.
They do Ornette. They didn't do Ornette songs on that.
Did they do Ornette songs on it?
Yeah, I think the first side is Ornette.
Let's see. You got Tears Inside, Humpty Dumpty, Blues for Pat. That's Charlie Hayden. Rejoicing. So then there's a couple of side B's all Pat Metheny songs. So maybe just listen to side A. Oh, This Is Killer. Dewey Redman. Struggle Continues.
That's guitar. No, that's piano on that.
Yeah, so Dewey Redman tenor sax, Charles Eubanks piano, Mark Helias bass, and Ed Blackwell on drums. So got Ed Blackwell there. So this is
Okay.
probably one of my favorite ECMs.
never heard
Not
that.
new jazz, not new age bullshit. This is also one of my favorites. This is kick ass. This is cheap too. So this is Enrico Rava trumpet. It says right there. Roswell Rudd on trombone, J.F. Jenny Clark on bass, and Aldo Romano on drums. And those two guys put on a bunch of weird free jazz shit together that I've been looking for. J.F. Jenny Clark and Aldo Romano on bass drums.
Okay.
No, this is kick ass though. I mean, I'm gonna leave this one out.
Nice. I got to check it out.
What else we got? Oh, there's that one other Keith Jarrett that Brandon showed. I mean, these are fucking available and cheap. I paid $8 for this one. It's
Is
really
that solo?
cheap.
That's a solo?
I think so, yeah. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it is though. It just says Sand on the back, so I mean, for like me, I guess. Yeah, Keith Jarrett. Yeah. But I don't know why it says that's. Oh, is that the name of the? No, it's Keith Jarrett's Staircase. But look, it's fucking weird. It's weird. On the back, it just says Sand, and there's a picture of sand. I don't know.
I tell you, stock photographers made a bunch of money around that period.
Yeah, sand. All right, almost done. I think.
I thought you were finished. I'm sorry.
Chicoria. Yeah, Chicoria. I don't remember this one. I need to listen to. Actually, this is not.
Find the two solo albums. They're really good. They're just solo piano that he did early on. Yeah, it says Chicoria on the cover.
Yeah, meh. I don't like this record very much.
Okay.
Nice photo.
Are you a Metheny guy, Mazzy? Pat Metheny?
I got tired of. I appreciate him more than I like listening to him. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And Return to Forever is part of as ECM, right?
The first Return to Forever.
Yeah.
That's it. And then they went to Columbia.
I need to listen to this thing. I'm gonna put this out too. I don't know any of these guys, but this was really good. Remember this, Mike? I think this was a newer record.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, this was one to check out. I'm gonna leave that out. I think that just came out like in the last couple of years. They also have reissued a bunch of shit, like the New High. They have a reissue series. I forget called Luminescence or some shit.
Yeah.
And there's that one that Mike.
I like that record. I like that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
That was probably my first really out there record I bought. I think
this is
It doesn't seem out there anymore, does it, Mike?
No, yeah, I got to revisit it, but I doubt it. But it does have Braxton on it. It is.
No, I mean but it's not like weird.
Well, it's weird. So as I've been diving in, the two names that keep popping up that I'm actually not even listening to, it's just like who is being influenced. It's Braxton and Cecil Taylor. It's like those two guys seem to be like the leaders of a lot of the kind of style, I guess, in the 70s. So anyway, I just feel like roads are leading back to both of those players a lot.
Yeah.
As we speak, this is Emmanuel Wilkins and Nels Klein right now, like 10 minutes ago in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Big Ears Festival. So,
cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
I wish I was there instead of talking to all of you people.
Here's
Same.
a cool ACM. Is this?
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're into flute.
I don't know that
Yeah.
one.
I didn't know that was ECM.
Everyone knows this one because "Feeling" is "Sure Shot" by the Beastie Boys.
Oh,
Oh,
sweet.
Mm.
Okay.
And they basically took the whole song. Like there's not, that's what the song is. It's solo flute.
oh yeah. Wasn't there a big legal thing about that? I think there was.
I don't know if there was with this. There might have been. I don't think anything happened with it because
Yeah.
Beastie
Yeah.
Boys were at that time where they were before the laws changed, so they were
So-
able to do all that stuff with major samples before the
Yeah,
legal-
they sampled tons of people.
So yeah, Sure Shot is do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
And that's on here, and it's a
Okay.
really cool song. And it's so I think most of this is solo flute. There might be some. Let's see, who's the other? I think there's a couple songs with some other people, but it's not like listed on the back. But anyway, this is a cool record. And then here's a Free at Last.
Oh, okay.
This is a Japanese original.
Oh, nice.
Globe.
Oh, beautiful.
So it's ECM and Globe,
That looks cool.
which
That
is
looks
what
good.
Spanish Bitch is ECM and Globe too.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like they came out the same. Like the Japanese of that didn't it come out the same year as the German
Yeah, no.
or the US?
Spanish Bitch actually says ECM on the front.
Yeah,
But it's
they're
a
like
Globe
the
record.
Japanese are like official ECM releases. Is just what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, they were both recorded at Eicher's studio in Germany. They were both. I mean, they're both technically. Eicher does the whole thing. They're both technically ECM records,
Right.
but Spanish Bitch is considered a Globe record because it was
Oh.
never put into the ECM catalog.
Oh, okay. All right.
This would be
They
number
are-
one. So Spanish Bitch would be numbered 0, I guess.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna jump in because this is one of the James Newton records. I think I have 2 James Newton records. This is on India Navigation
Oh yeah.
with Anthony Davis, Abdul Wadud, and Philip Wilson on drums, and Stanley Crouch to the liner notes. But these players, like Anthony Davis, plays on a lot of India Navigation stuff.
Mhm.
I have a lot of a number of India Navigation records, but I haven't really put that story together. Really, like who's the? Let me see who produced it. If it's on here. Anyway, it's something I'd like to spend some time learning about. But
I thought you guys did a whole navigation like Wikipedia thing one night.
maybe did we? I don't remember that.
What? About what?
Did we look at every India Navigation title? We may have. It definitely sounds something
Maybe.
like we do that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. We probably did. We've done a lot of these fucking shows,
I have
man.
to head out, but thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're always welcome, Mazzy.
I try to be polite, and then I have it like with, Bye.
Right. See ya.
So yeah. I mean, how long do you think we've been doing these, Mike? What's the
Friday
first
live
date?
streams? It's got to
Yeah.
be over 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Doing what? The deep dives?
I think
No,
just
just
the lives.
Yeah, our first one was on August 5th, 2022. Holy shit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And we've only missed like what, 3 or 4 weeks the whole time? It's kind of
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, it's been good. It's definitely a fun way to engage with the music. Like it's like
Yeah.
just like talking about these records right now is really, just a fun way to learn.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Well, and I
Yeah.
mean, like Chris, that happens to me a lot where I'm like, oh, yeah, I have that record. That's a really good one. I should listen to that. And you were like,
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this and leave this out,
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that record though. It's fucking great. I mean, I bought a bunch of other Enrico Raba records after I got that one. They're good, but not as good as that one.
all right, guys, I do need to run. I have a hot date with my wife.
God, dude.
Before you go,
Yeah.
I forgot. Here's my favorite ECM record.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Spanish Bitch.
Yeah, that's a cool record.
Is besides Spanish Bitch and Free at Last, this is my favorite Stanley Cowell.
Who's on that with him?
Let's see. It's a good band, as I recall. It's a small band. Stanley Clark and Jimmy Hops.
Okay, cool.
So he does My Moon, which is kind of one of his famous songs that gets on a lot of different albums by different people, or if he's playing on an album with someone else. Mamoon often gets played. This is the stripped down trio version. A lot of times it's with like 7 or 8 people. So it's kind of cool to hear like a famous song with the artist leading it stripped down to a piano trio. It's kind of neat. But yeah, this would be one of my favorites for sure. So if I recommend ECM, I'd recommend Free at Last by Mal Waldron, and this one would be my 2 top picks for sure.
I need both of those. So
those are 2. And then Spanish Bitch, if you consider it an ECM.
Okay, Roberto's saying, Mike, you want to sell me your Max Roach album you recently acquired, Blue Cover? Which Max Roach album? Shoot me a message on the Discord, Roberto. But yeah, I do need to run. Oh, one last record. I found this today.
Where's the crazy record you're going to show? Which ones were the crazy ones?
I think the that I have to say, like the private press small free jazz stuff, it's like it's so expensive, it's prohibitive. So like that was one that was a price that I was comfortable with, and I probably won't get many more of them because
I feel like it's prohibitively expensive by design. It's like it's expensive because it can be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it should be that much. Like
I agree with that.
It should be $30-$40, not $100 or whatever.
Yeah, and it's funny because like that record I got, I was like, oh well, let me see other Jamil Moondock records. So he had some on Black Saint that are totally affordable, but like that one I got is an incredible record. Like I really felt like there was a huge appreciation gap between that one and then what he did on Black Saint, and I don't know. So I just feel like it just so happens this stupid independent one has to be the one I want because it's the more expensive one.
Yeah, right.
I would have preferred to get the $15 Black Saint. But anyway, for a totally different thing, I found this in the dollar bins it was $4, but it was in like those bins.
The 5 and under bins.
It's an okay record. It's Don Elliott. This is on Bethlehem. It's original 55, I think. Hold on, let me take. And the first couple songs on it, they're a little boring, but like the fidelity on the record, like if you stream it and listen to the record is way more enjoyable. So like I feel like don't judge it by how it sounds. Like if you see a nice copy of it, I would recommend getting it. It has Milt Hinton on bass, Hal McCusick alto. It has baritone. It has Barry Galbraith on guitar.
Yeah.
So it's got good players.
He's all that Bethlehem shit.
And it's on this like. Anyway, I got it for $4, and it was really dusty. It was in like the old rice paper insert that was like crackling or whatever. But it's clean, and it was dusty, so I think that's why they put it in the dollar bin. But I cleaned it up; it's like perfect.
I love that
Scotty
label.
So anyway. Is it a must get? Absolutely not. But for $4, definitely worth picking up.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. I'll see you all later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, these fucking guys are lame.
They're lame. I gotta go. I'm gonna show some cool shit. Why not?
Carlos,
Right back, guys.
Has the same hat.
I have some stuff I was just gonna grab. I grabbed some stuff just to kind of show.
Yes.
Oh, this is a pretty cool. I don't know if I'd say it's like fantastic, but this is a good ECM. The Steve Kuhn.
Steve Kuhn? Yeah, I love Steve Kuhn.
Very good.
Who's on that with him? Anybody we would know?
I think it's Piano. I think it's mostly solo piano, but let me look.
Oh, okay, cool. He's on Basra, right?
He's on what?
Basra.
Yeah, he is on Basra.
Yeah, him and Steve.
This is all solo. This is nice.
Cool. I mean, it feels like the solo piano thing kind of fit in with what Manfred was trying to do with ECM. To begin with,
solo piano was pretty big in the 70s. It just seems like it was.
It seems like it. I mean, we did a solo piano record.
If you listen, there was a lot of movie soundtracks and TV soundtracks that were just solo piano.
Yeah,
you know,
that makes sense. Yeah,
like the Incredible Hulk.
Oh my god, dude, that shit scared the shit out of me when I saw it when I was a kid.
It was sad, wasn't it? It was all freaky.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the beginning was sad as hell, but then like whenever, oh god, what's the guy's name? Lou Ferrigno. Whenever he'd show up, I was like, holy shit. So I was like 4 when that show came out.
I was a little bit older. I guess I was like 9 or something, but it was still really scary.
It was great though. It was a great show.
It was pretty good. I mean, pretty exciting. You only got to see
it was about like some dad that was gonna beat the shit out of his kid, and then like the Hulk showed up and threw him through the wall instead. You know.
Well, what was funny is he'd always get like in some situation where he was like tied up or like something where he couldn't do anything, and then his eyes would turn white, and he'd be like, and the music would start playing, and you can only see him like it's an hour show, but he'd only turn in the Hulk twice, once in the middle and once at the end. So you have to wait. It's not like he's the Hulk the whole show. He's only the Hulk for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think Lou Ferrigno recorded all the Hulk segments all in one day for the whole season.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Could have. Here's a record I always like showing. This is Don Ellis, New Ideas. This is a new jazz record. This was released on. This is an original, but this was released as an OJC, so you can find it. And it was also released as a prestige reissue with a really goofy looking cover where he's like looks like Abraham Lincoln. He's got like a huge beard. But it was released as an OJC. So I would go find the OJC if you don't want to drop. I'm sure this is like $200 now.
Yeah. I like
what is he a sideman on?
Let me see. This is another one of those records where I was just like, this is so good. It is Don Ellis on trumpet, Al Francis on vibes, Jackie Byard on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Charlie Persip on drums. And it's one of those records that's like, it is like a new jazz sounding record. Like it's got, it's like the Walt Dickersons and the Eric Dolphys of new jazz. Like they're the avant, like more interesting prestige musicians on this record. And this record's probably, he has another one on a different label that I have that's really good, but I think this would be his masterpiece. And this is like a record that I think everyone should get because it's in some form, you know?
Yeah.
Dave, come back up. Come back up and show your CDs, fucker.
Is he a sideman? What is he a sideman on?
Oh, I don't know. He's on some stuff, you know.
Well, if there was a source we could look at that would show us that. Let's see.
He's on some stuff from this era. I bet he's on a Walt Dickerson or something like that.
Yeah.
He did show up on a few new jazz records.
Okay.
Ask and you shall receive. Maybe. If I can figure out how to
Don
do it.
Ellis as a sideman.
Oh, shit. Well, they changed the way all this shit works, so it's supposed to be easier, but it's when you smoke a fat bowl before the stream, it makes it more difficult.
With Maynard Ferguson.
Yeah, here we go.
Russell. Yeah.
So, hang on. What the hell is it?
He's on the Outer View with George Russell.
Oh, there you go.
And the George
Russell
Sextet.
That's a really good record too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of sideman work. He did mostly his own records.
Okay.
Right. I've got this. No, I don't have that one. I don't have any of these Maynard. I've got a bunch of old Maynard Ferguson records, but none of those. But yeah, the Outer View is a kick-ass record. I love that record.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
I got like that '60s one with kind of the weird, font cover, kind of like the Quest one they did too. The
outer
reissue,
space one,
reissue
the outer space cover.
Yeah.
That one's really good, and Stratus Funk and Aesthetics are probably my three favorite George Russells.
He did the French Connection soundtrack.
Oh, that's right.
But
He's
the
all
one
over
I
the
like,
place. He did
this
so
is
many
one of my
different
favorites
styles.
though. This is like an $8 record, right? Don Ellis at Fillmore. They pressed the shit out of this record. You can find it cheap as hell. It's a 2 LP live. So crazy, and this guy says crazy and consistently riotous to this set. So he had this big band, but it's like free jazz 70s big band shit. It's really cool.
Yeah, even
So,
his early big band was kind of crazy,
Yeah, there's like it says here like electronic trumpet, complex meter, cool arrangements, and so anyway, yeah, this is the first Don Ellis record I ever got. I really like that one. The other one I like is on MPS. So I can find that one. It's called Soaring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 73. You've probably seen this cover before. This one's cool too. So this one is, it's kind of, Whiplash, that's goofy movie. The goofy. Yeah. I actually like the movie as a movie. As a jazz thing, it was stupid. But as a movie, it was kind of a thing. But yeah, the song Whiplash is, was originally on this.
Okay. They didn't include it, but Don Ellis is also on this with Eric Dolphy, and this is a really
okay.
Yeah.
So this is a really
Wikipedia definitely is not 100% like.
So Don Ellis is a sideman on this with Eric Dolphy, George Russell on piano, Stephen Swallow on bass, who's the Bosser guy, Joe Hunt on drums.
Okay.
It's a really cool record, and it's definitely. I think it's like 1960, maybe earlier. But
Which one is
pretty Aesthetics. So it's pretty modern for whenever it came out. I'm guessing 60, but I'm not positive. I can't see when it was recorded. Could be later.
Which record?
Aesthetics. Easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I've got part of that on some toofer, but I definitely would like to get a copy of that record. It's cool.
It's got a really cool, like, modernist cover too. That's kind of like he's in this. Hey, look, I'm looking out the window at my house that's made out of plaster or something. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like the Gil Evans with the Gil Evans.
Yeah,
I forget what that one was.
I mean, it's not like the greatest. This is like early Photoshop.
Yeah, for sure.
Cut that out, and he's like, "Hello, I'm looking out at you."
Yeah, some dude with some scissors
cut his head out.
Yeah,
it's pretty hilarious. But this is a Riverside. This is worth getting. It's not like fantastic audio quality, but totally worth getting this record. And I think this one has an OJC as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I like all that old layout stuff, even like the advertising stuff from the 50s where they just cut out shit and kind of paste it all together.
I mean, Riversides kind of look like that anyway.
Yeah, sometimes they
sort of have that look.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
Yeah, Woolworths.
Right. Man, Don Ellis is so
that's
good.
a good record to get. So those are my two recommendations: Aesthetics and New Ideas by Don Ellis.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right, Trevor. They were psychedelic covers. I like them, but I want to get the OJC of the Quest they put out with the original cover because I bought my copy. It's got that other alternate cover, and I bought it for like $40 or $50, and then they announced the freaking OJC like the week after that.
Oh.
I was like, son of a bitch. And it's kind of noisy. I mean, it sounds really good, but it's noisy. I was like, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
So I may pick that up eventually.
That's a one worth getting too, for sure. Of the early Waldrons. That I don't like. I like Mal 2 and Mal 4. 1 and 3 are kind of boring.
Mal 2 is good. I like Muntu a lot. I haven't heard 4.
Is it Impressions on Prestige is really cool, and then The Quest, and that's like all late 50s, early 60s. But I like his stuff like starting in like 69. That's where I think it gets really good. That's where I like all Waldron, but I really like the stuff from 69 to like 79. That stuff is really good.
Absolutely.
And ECM and all that, and all those Japanese labels that he played on.
That Reminiscent Suite is one of my favorite records. That record's killer.
Yeah, it is killer. I was listening to an original, and it kind of made me want an original because it does sound quite a bit better. But the reissue sounds fine.
Yeah, I agree.
But I did notice I put it on at the store, and I was like, "Oh man!" But it was $200, so
yeah.
It was a super clean copy, but it sounded fantastic.
Depending on the mood I was in, if I went into a store and saw that, I might have bought it too for $200.
Yeah, it was tempting because it was like a mint.
Yeah.
Here, I have the reissue.
Yeah, me too.
There was a mint copy at the local store for $200, and it was like I was like, maybe I can. It's a place that I sell records at all the time, so I was like, maybe I can. Maybe I can grab some stuff and sell some stuff to get it. But it was gone. Like it was gone in a couple days.
Oh shit!
It didn't matter. But I listened to it and I was like, wow, there is definitely like then you know that that's when you can tell that this is a digital copy when you listen to the original.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with this. Sounds great. And I would never say don't go buy this for what $35 or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick that.
Yeah, I need to catch up on all those Japanese jazz reissue series. I haven't bought any in a while. I don't know what else has come out, but I really like all that BBE stuff. The guy in England puts those out.
Yeah,
great. And then like the J Jazz. I don't know if it's the same series or not, but there's 2 or 3 of them. There's another one that's really cool called Project Re-Vinyl, which is actually a Japanese reissue series. They've had some really neat shit. They're expensive though. They're like $60-$70.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of those though that have been really fun. I went through all my Japanese jazz records like 3 weeks ago. They're still sitting on the floor. I've got like 150 records sitting right next to me. It's kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Like I had everything. I mean, I've got, let me show you here. I've got like you can't see behind me. Well, maybe you can if I move. That pile back in the back, that's like 5 whole crates of just shit that I've listened to once. It's not really organized.
Do you guys know who did this one?
2 more of them down here. So many, dude. So many fucking.
I know.
Who did this reissue out?
It says on the front, probably.
Yeah, it's in Japanese.
No. Does it not have any English words on the obi? No.
No. UPJY.
Dave, come back, Dave. Come back. I want to see all your CDs.
Remastered 2023. Digitally remastered.
Is it J Jazz?
Universal Music Studios, Tokyo.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
But this is a great record. I think it's $40.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Cool. I like all of them, man, that I've had. I don't think there's any of the Japanese records I bought that I didn't really like. The Ryo Fukui stuff was the first shit I got into, though, for sure.
Yeah. I agree. I like the what is it? The
scenery.
Not just I like the other one better.
The bird with the bird flying over.
The one from the 70s. What's it called? I'm trying to have it here.
I got a record. I got a bunch of shit.
Here it is.
Which one?
Oh no, that's not it. It's not this one. This one looks like it. It's the
no, it's there's
another one
called Mellow Dream.
Mellow Dream, that's my favorite one. This one's cool. This is from like the 2000 teens.
Yeah.
It's pretty good too, but the Mellow Dream is the best one. That's it.
Yeah.
Actually, I bought that other one thinking it was Mellow Dream, and I got it home and I was like, oh well, at least it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've showed this last week, but I've listened to it like 3 times now. This is a weird record. So it's I really like it. It's not free jazz necessarily because it's a big band. So it'd be I guess you could have a giant band that's playing totally free, but It's more avant-garde sounding to me, like just weird kind of minor keys and stuff. But here's the whole band. It was a huge band he put together, and he it was basically his. He composed the music, so it's more of a compositional type
Does
thing.
it have
but
like numbers with the musicians there or something?
I think it's kind of generally
That'd be funny if it had little numbers with the person.
It doesn't have numbers, but I mean, there's all kinds of people on here. But on the front, it's like featuring Charles Davis, Charlie Hayden, Beaver Harris, Howard Johnson, Sheila Jordan. She sings on a couple of songs on side 2. Enrico Rava, Dewey Redman, Roswell Rudd, Cerrone. It's kind of like a bunch of the people you would kind of expect to see on one of these records, But it's really great. I really enjoyed it. I've been after this record for quite a while, and I finally found a copy that looked like it was a decent price. It's not quite in the shape I wanted it to be in, but
Okay, so you listened to it before you got it?
No, I just like the cover.
Okay.
I like Roswell. I love Roswell Rudd, and I love Enrico Rava. So I don't listen to very much shit. I can't put this back in your cover. I don't listen to very much shit, honestly, before I buy it.
Okay.
Because if I don't like something, I can always sell it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll lose $5-10, but whatever. It's fine. I mean, I'll listen to some stuff because I get turned on to some shit streaming it, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy that. Mostly my jazz journey has always just been getting into somebody and then looking at other shit they did and buying it,
Right.
Yeah, that's what's fun about jazz, the family tree kind of stuff.
Well, this one I showed last week. Listen, this is pretty kick-ass too. So Bobby Pierce was like Bobby Pierce in New York. This is kick-ass. So this is more of like a soul jazz, more almost soul R&B record, right?
What is that called?
New York.
Title? Oh, New York.
New York, yeah. So he plays organ on here. He sings electric piano. And then you got Billy Mitchell on tenor and soprano, Frank Stroger on alto, Bobby Alston on trumpet, Ted Dunbar on guitar, Bob Cranshaw Fender bass, and Freddie Waits on drums. This is a really funky kind of. I mean, it's just a soul jazz record. So
yeah, okay, cool.
I really dug it. I'm glad I picked it up.
Interesting players on that for soul jazz.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Frank Stasier.
Frank Stroger. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I mean, it's got organ on it, so I think it kind of lends itself to that kind of feel, right? Another one I got that I haven't listened to yet. Joe Harley turned us on to Benny Wallace, and I kind of just have gone deep. I've got like 10 of his records now. I don't have this one yet, though, so I'm going to listen to this tonight probably. So it's Benny Wallace.
That's on Enya, right?
You never.
Yeah, it's on Enya, yeah. So it's him, Benny Wallace, Jimmy Nepper, Eddie Gomez, and Danny Richmond on drums.
He has a few on Enya and the covers look very similar.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping that's the case because I don't think I have this one yet, but I might. So if I do, I'll have to either return it or just sell it. But I mean, he's doing Straight No Chaser, Roundabout Midnight, Variation on a Theme, Trinkle Trinkle. So it looks interesting, and a lot of records, Carlos, that I get, I'll be buying something on Discogs.
Yeah.
And I'll just look at what else the seller has. If they have something interesting, I'll pick it up because then I don't, maybe save on shipping a little bit.
Right. For sure.
What I do, so I get a bunch of stuff. I'm probably going to sell this one. I showed this last week too. This Gravy Train. It's fine.
Oh, you're going to sell that?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It's like, how many of these Lou Donaldson records do I need? I don't know.
Yeah, that one's all right. I have it too.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's not like I don't play it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all.
It's okay. Yeah. I'm not a big Lou Donaldson guy, I don't think. I mean, I know he's awesome and all that, but I don't know. Not my favorite. But it was kind of noisy, but the sound of the record was actually really good. We paid $4 for it, so. When do the RSD reviews hit? Whenever Felipe records them, he's supposed to be sending them to us, but he hasn't done that yet.
All right, so my wife's coming back from Italy tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna
clean the house.
Off. I'm stoked because she's bringing home cheese and tuna.
Oh, sweet!
Nice.
But I gotta clean the house, so
yeah. All right, see
you guys.
All right.
Cool, man. Well,
nice.
And then too. Can't get anybody to stay on the show for more than 2 hours anymore. It's really weird.
Yeah, what's up with
I
that?
don't know. I tried to get Louis to come up. He said I'm in bed. What is he, 90?
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to show. I'm actually going to be selling some records.
Are you?
Yeah, so and I actually texted Rob to see if it's possible to get on his next auction.
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, because I've gone through all mine and kind of gleaning them down a little bit. So about
how many do you have? Do you think
800 to 900?
800, 900. Yeah, that's a lot of records, dude.
Yeah.
Not all. I don't know what's wrong with Dave. I've been trying to get Dave to come back up on the show for like an hour, and he just keeps posting random shit. Dude, this explains a lot. I'll tell you what. This show more shit until everybody just leaves. This so I showed some of the CDs I bought last week, but I haven't listened to them yet. This turned out to be excellent, which did not surprise me. So Telarc's I've talked about Telarc a bunch. They're a really kick-ass CD label. They put a lot of care into the recording. It was digital, but they just put a lot of care into it. And they always go into, you won't be able to see this probably, but like the whole there we go. So they kind of go through all the microphones they had and what kind of converters they use and all that bullshit. So I mean, they sound really good. But this is Ray Brown, and he probably did 5 CDs with Telarc.
Yeah,
I have them all now. You know, they're all great because he just played with amazing players. But this one is cool because it's a piano. So this one's called the Piano Players, right? They're supposed to. The liner notes said they did a series of them. I haven't looked into it yet, but it was going to be him playing with multiple. Different players on a specific instrument, and this was the first one they did with the piano. So I listened to this today for the first time, and so each one of them do a few songs. Like the first one's Ahmad Jamal, and they did Bags Groove, Love Walked In, St. Louis Blues. I mean, just excellent sounding, and of course, Ahmad Jamal and Ray Brown are going to be fucking awesome together. Yeah. So that's great. And then Benny Green is another guy who I've really gotten into. He's kind of the first young kid there. He is such a soulful, just awesome pianist. So anyway, that was as good as I thought it would be. Telarc, man, I've got probably 20 of them now. They're good.
Okay, I only have one. Great. I have it's the Dave Brubeck Christmas.
Oh, cool. I don't think I've
really
seen
good
that
album.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like it would be. Oh, this was not good. So I did not like this. I bought this last weekend.
Oh, is it the head? Is it the
it's Return of the Headhunters. So it's like 1990s Headhunters.
Okay.
I mean, Herbie's a special guest. He plays on a couple of songs, and it's got Benny Maupin and Bill Summers, Paul Jackson, all the guys. I don't know. Maybe we need to listen to it again, but it's just kind of giving this like 90s.
Okay.
Not it thing.
They're trying to be something different, maybe in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple. Okay, so there's a couple of tunes on here that were really good, and I really liked. Like Funk Hunter, the first song was great.
Yeah.
But then it was just kind of, I don't know, not great.
Okay.
Which was kind of disappointing because I love the Headhunters. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to be selling is my I have my Lee Morgan box set of him at the Lighthouse.
Shit.
The Blue Note one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would Benny
on the box?
So, yeah.
Really? Did you ever listen to it?
Nope. Still sealed.
Oh shit.
I listened to it. I listened to it on Spotify, but never opened it. Yeah.
Well, I think I probably missed the sale already now. I'm butthurt about it, but they have the CD box of that on Blue Note's website now, and it was on sale for like $29.
Nice.
Yeah. So I need to see if it's still on sale and pick up a copy of that because I would love to have that.
Yeah.
Love to have the CD box.
I'd probably like to be on CD more.
Yeah. It's just too much, man.
Yeah.
And I think it would be kick-ass to have it on CD. I showed this one last week, but I've listened to it. So it's Dollar Brand, Anatomy of a South African Village. This is on that Black Lion label that was reissuing shit back in the day. And so it was a British label that reissued a lot of like lost recordings or that sort of shit, right? But this was a live recording with Johnny Gertzy on bass, and then Micaiah and Shoko on drums. But this group, and they play the song. This is a live show. There's a record that's got a really cool cover with the same name, with the same crew, and it's like a $200 record. Anyways, this was a live one. They did that. The Name of South African Village is the main song, and then they did Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, which everybody knows.
Yeah.
Mama was a $1 brand song, and then on that's side two, it's not. But then they have like this kind of this. It's called Boulevard Eat. Oh, focus, fucker. Oh man, come on, bitch. That's not gonna do it. The side two is like all kind of like a it's called Boulevard East, but it's kind of all together. It's Sunset and Blue, Easter Joy, Boulevard East, whatever. It's like a $1 brand suite of tunes that he put together. But yeah, I mean, it's really good. And this kind of like, I'm telling you, man, this kind of archival shit.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't sound. I mean, CDs to me sound just as good as vinyl anyway. But like, if it's some archival tape, like, what are you going to get out of it on an album that you're not getting out of it on CD?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, here's a good example of that. This fucking thing. Zev didn't do this, but Michael Kuskuna did this with Elemental back in the day. I got 3 or 4 of these. This is Dexter Gordon. Yeah. Dude, it's just fucking awesome. And it's 2 CDs, which would be what, like 4 records probably. You know. Really cool band. So I've really gotten into okay, here's what's kick-ass with this. I'm going to listen to this one too. You know the song Tangerine that he does? He wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with that thing? Yeah. There's a 21-minute version of that song on here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then Strolling, it's 21 minutes. Like every song on here is an extended just jam. Almost not everyone, but almost everyone. Gingerbread Boy, he played that on that Homecoming record when he first came back to America on Columbia.
How are you doing, or something like that? How's it going?
Yeah. And so Gingerbread Boy is a cool song. It's 37 minutes long.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's freaking crazy. So anyway, the band was it's such a great band. It's Dexter. So he plays soprano on this too, tenor and soprano. George Cable's on piano, Rufus Reed on bass, and Eddie Gladden on drums. So
cool. He plays soprano.
Yeah. Yeah, he played soprano on this. This was in 78, so in France. This is before he came home, I guess.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shit from when Dexter was in Europe, but for those kinds of things, CDs are amazing. I paid $5 for that at a record shop.
Nice.
You know, versus $100 for some 4-disc box or something.
Yeah. I know, it's gotten ridiculous. Have you heard Dollar Brand and Max Roach Streams of Consciousness?
Let me see. I don't think so.
It's only on YouTube. You can get it. You can listen to it on YouTube.
Oh, post a link in the chat if you want.
Yeah,
if you'll let
That's a pretty good album.
Okay. Yeah, you can't buy it. Oh, you're saying you can only stream it on YouTube. It's not available to stream anywhere else. Yeah. I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, I just didn't want the music to pop on when I was.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. That sounds cool. I couldn't believe when we interviewed that Ched Tolliver about Strata East. I couldn't believe how many of those weren't available to stream. I figured they just all would be able to stream.
Yeah.
They couldn't. And they put up like 30 of them that you can stream now. I don't know if they're all out yet, but they put up a bunch of them. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay. So they pre-released kind of all that.
A whole bunch of shit, dude. No, they haven't said they're going to issue all those on vinyl or not. I mean, if they do, that'd be sick. Because Glassbead Games is definitely one of them. I think that's going to have to be one of the ones they do, because if it's not, I'm going to be really mad. That's one reason it needs to be done. But the other one is that sampler they sent us. I don't know where it's at. Let me see if I can find it. So I have it here. Yeah, this one. So they sent this sampler when they sent us the promos for the vinyl. They sent all 3 of us this sampler. This is going to be out on Record Store Day, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
But this has where is it? Look, yeah, John Coltrane from Glassbead Games. You know, Clifford Jordan does the John Coltrane song. So I'm guessing that means they're going to eventually release it on vinyl.
Nice.
Which would be crazy because he did tell us, and I'm talking about CDs, but they're very slow shipping their vinyl. Who is very slow shipping their vinyl, Roberto? If you're talking about Strat East, that shit's not even supposed to be out yet. They'll come out in April. And people are already getting them, so I don't know.
Yeah,
that's weird. But he said that Roberto's just butthurt. Oh, they're very slow shipping their vinyl. They're not even out yet. He's been very upset about them taking forever. But I mean, we talked. If you watch the interview, Roberto, you know why it took them so long. They were trying to do it right, and they got all the best people they could find to work on it. So he told us that most if not all of those tapes had not been recorded again since they were first released.
Okay. Wow.
So like the Pure Pleasure, he said the Pure Pleasure stuff was authorized. I mean, he didn't tell us the details of like what tapes they may have had or whatever, but he said that the the original masters had not left their control since they were recorded. So
yeah, because that's I was gonna say
which one?
Oh, Glass Beads. I had that from Pure Pleasure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sounds good. I have it too. But it's such a great record. I'm definitely going to buy the reissue if they do it.
Yeah.
Like, why not? I love Clifford Jordan, so that'll be a no-brainer. That Charles Rouse record, the one I ended up getting, is fucking great.
Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds like something I would like a lot.
Yeah, it's very funky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that Mike would never listen to because he can't handle the funk.
You can't.
He watches this. No, man. No. If it's not, swinging jazz, he's out. Or I guess he's into free jazz too. But he can't handle no soul jazz funk, man. I love all that shit.
Yeah. So he doesn't have any organ jazz or anything like that.
He might have some, but I don't think he's really into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I shouldn't say that he's not into organ jazz because there's probably some organ stuff he likes, but I mean,
yeah,
the funkier shit, not so much.
Yeah,
I don't think. Maybe he'll get there eventually. I don't know. It'll be interesting. He's getting into weird free jazz shit again. I love this journey with both those guys.
Yeah,
especially Mike. It's so obsessed. It's really cool because he gets into shit deep, and then I've learned a lot from him from his obsessed deep dives for sure.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because he'll stick with something, right, and just dive really deep with it or all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And he really knows what he wants in his collection, what he doesn't want in his collection. I think he's more disciplined in that way than most of us.
Yeah,
definitely more disciplined at that than I am. I got so much crap, dude. I got like fucking how many records do I have in Discogs? And I've showed you. I got like probably. I've got to have 600-700 records that aren't even in my Discogs yet.
Are you going to be doing another auction too?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I'll be doing auctions forever. Let's see. I got 2,600 records in Discogs.
Okay. And they're not all in there.
No. So I'll probably get over 3,000 easy.
Wow.
But about, I'd say 300 or 400 of those are not jazz. The rest of it's all jazz. Because I had a bunch before.
I'm at
Junk,
like
2,400.
I'm at 2,400, so a little bit behind you, but
I thought you said you had 800 or 900. Is that what you want to get down to?
No, that's what I'm selling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You've picked out 800 records you want to sell?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro. That's amazing. That's kick ass. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing an event here in the Monterey area in April, at the end of April, but I wanted to see if I could be on a Rob auction, waxed auction.
But you're gonna do like a pop-up or something where you're selling a bunch of shit? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the end of April.
That's cool. So have you got it all priced, or are you just gonna
most of it priced? Yeah. There's I'm still kind of going through, and I keep on, it's hard because I keep on putting stuff back in. I'm using actually Discogs as I have a keep folder and I'm putting stuff in there and take stuff out, put stuff in. It's
yeah. Nick, we did talk about it at the start, but the jazz dispensary title, the Blackbirds record, I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. I said earlier I probably won't. I don't know. I want to get. I had over the last couple of weeks, I was doing a bunch of yard work, and when I do that is when I stream. If I'm out in the yard, I stream. Obviously, so I have a fucking turntable in my garden, obviously. But I just had like this Funk Essentials playlist that's like endless on Apple Music.
Yeah.
So much great shit. So I took some notes from some of the tunes I heard, and I want to get some of those records. They're not jazz; they're just straight up funk records. Which I really do want to get. So there's a bunch of
I like the Blackbird thing.
Yeah. You're gonna pick that up, or do you already have a copy?
I don't have a copy. I don't have City Lights. I have their other two. I have their self-titled, and then forget what it's called. It looks like they're about to race, like a foot race. Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. Rob was saying it's a $5 record last week. It turned out that was not really true. I don't think it's a $5 record, but it's not. It's
like 20, 30 bucks. Yeah. It's still a milestone, which is cool.
Yeah.
I might end up picking it up. If they put it on sale for like $20 at some point, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they will. They always do.
I mean, I've been cutting back a lot. I only ordered one record in January. Before that, it was before Christmas that I ordered anything, and then I haven't been buying at all. So
I haven't either until like the last week or two.
Oh, okay.
I was lucky to I got a bonus from work, so it's like, okay, I'll buy a few records.
Nice. Okay.
I've been spending all my money on my stupid phone game, so I've got addicted to this fucking phone game that I play like 10 hours a day. It's super fun, but yeah. So it's like, if you're going to spend money on a stupid mobile game, you can't buy records too.
Yeah.
Records obviously are more enduring than the 30 seconds of excitement when you drop $20 on a mobile game and something cool happens, and you're like, oh, I'm like this, just slightly incrementally better off than I was before I spent the $20. Great.
Right.
Because there's always some fucker that spent more money than you. It's crazy though. There's people that spend. Dude, there's people that spend.
My son plays Roblox, so I'm like, Roblox. You can spend. They make those games, endless.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. This one is like, you build up your base and all these heroes and shit or whatever. So anyway, it's really fun. But there's people on there that have spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars on that game.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts. There's this one guy that we would see occasionally that was so far ahead of everybody else. He had to have spent $150,000.
Oh my gosh.
Like, for sure, I spent at least $100,000, which is nuts. I mean, I've spent like $1,000 over the last 6 months playing that game, right? Which is a lot of money, but like, it's been fun. I don't care. It's entertainment, right? $150 a month just to do some cool shit that I wanted to do. It's whatever. But yeah, that dude was like so far ahead of anyone else that we ever saw in the game, period. It was not even, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so is this just like a rich guy? Like super rich guy? It's good enough. This that's what he wanted to do, and it's so cool. But or is it? I mean, he's obviously rich, but like, this guy gone completely fucking broke. Like, is he selling his fucking house for this shit? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I know.
Because those development companies, it is kind of sad. But those development companies definitely know how to fucking hook people into shit.
Yep.
The original one, I think it was like that was Farmville. Remember Farmville, like fucking 10 years ago or whatever?
Yep.
you could buy speed ups for your farm or whatever. They had, I saw an article about this years later that exposed they had like this super like whale thing that you could buy like $1,000 worth of shit from them. It was like they would contact you and all this weird shit. So it was just like very predatory.
Right.
You know. So anyway. Cool. Well, I guess I'm done showing stuff.
Cool.
Thanks for showing up and hanging out, man. It's been fun.
Man. Thank you.
All right. Well, everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.